that the dice are loaded. Everybody rolls with their fingers crossed. Everybody knows the war is over. Everybody knows the good guys lost. Everybody knows that the fight was fixed. The poor stay poor, the rich get rich. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows the boat is leaking. Everybody knows the captain lied. Everybody crowed this broken feeling, like their father or their dog just died. Everybody talking to their pockets. Everybody wants a box of chocolates and a long stem rose. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that you love me, baby. Everybody knows that you really do. Everybody knows that you've been faithful. Give or take a night or two. Everybody knows you've been discreet, but there were so many people you just had to meet without your clothes. And everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. That's how it goes. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that it's now or never. Everybody knows it's me or you. And everybody knows that you live forever when you've done a line or two. Everybody knows that the deal is rotten. All black Joes still picking cotton for your ribbons and bows. And everybody knows. And everybody knows that the plague is coming. Everybody knows that it's moving fast. Everybody knows that the naked man and woman are just a shiny artifact of the past. Everybody knows that the scene is dead, but there's gonna be a meter on your head that will disclose what everybody knows. And everybody knows that you're in trouble. Everybody knows what you've been through. From the bloody cross on top of Calvary to the beach of Malibu. Everybody knows it's coming apart. Take one last look of the Sacred Heart before it blows. Everybody knows.
Hello, my darlings. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing, my good people? How you doing, kids? Is everyone good? Everyone chilling, relaxing? Another Friday, another week over, 1 week closer to the sweet, sweet release of death. Just to put everyone in a good mood for a Friday. Hello Team Shay, hello Yeti, hello Heathen, hello Smile, and that's so far everyone in the chit chats. So boys and girls, what are we doing tonight? what are we doing tonight indeed? What are we looking at? Well, initially I was gonna start the chit chat. Well, I mean, it was actually. Now I got to give full credit to it's Chartel. Oh, I do apologize, Chartel. Oh, it's Chartel, like Team Shay Chartel. Hello, Chartel. Much love to you, my dear. So yeah, what are we doing? What was I gonna say? Yeah, this particular little chit chat was inspired by our good friend Manny Cinder, where he did a stream which he wanted to like take a dump on Atheist Steve, really, but it just sort of gave me the inspiration to do this stream because he closed his down before I could jump on. I was at the gym when he was doing the stream, so by the time I got home and cooked something to eat and just generally relaxed after work, the stream was over. So I wanted to keep the conversation going, and thus this is the stream. Eat the bugs. That's right. Eat the bugs, you heathen. And thus this is the stream that that hopefully will dive into that whole thing a little bit more and see where it's all headed. I don't really. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, yeah, no, I'm not eating no fucking bugs. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a conspiracy theorist about this whole thing. I'm not sitting around thinking that there's conspiracy, but they certainly are pressing this shit. And from what I noticed, this shit is now apparently somewhere in London being sold to people in London, because Atheist Steve was going around sort of promoting it on Twitter. So I guess this is happening. They are literally now selling the goddamn bugs. You would think it was just some bullshit where in reality none of these people would actually buy any of this. I mean, who on earth wanted to buy? Hello, Janet! And Janet is in his house. Sorry, Janet. Yeah, I wanted to start this conversation. That's why I started it on my show, because I planned on getting Manny down. He said he wanted to talk. He would talk if I started a stream about this topic. So that is why I am hither. But let me actually see if I can post this. Is this the YouTube? No, that's not it. That is not it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the StreamYard for old Manny if he wants to get on here. But I'm gonna do a little prelude and introduce you all to what we are talking about, for those of you who did not see Manny's stream. So yeah, initially I'm gonna do a little prelude, but then I will discuss it with Manny when he arrives, or if he arrives. But for now, let us see what we are talking about. I'm sure you would all know Eat the Bugs from the World Economic Forum. This is what we are talking about.
I am going to eat a 4-course meal of bugs. I am here to reveal my hidden talent, eating micro livestock, cornworms. Mm-hmm. They're still alive.
They're still alive.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
Very moist.
I think she's
Can't quite describe.
Some people say that she's either high or drunk at this stage, because I don't think she would have done this sober.
The flavor, but need a little water. Let's
Yeah, I think you need a couple of shots of vodka.
try the second course, shall we? Just a little side note. 2 billion people in the world eat bugs,
Grubs.
and I'm one of them. Because here we go.
No, you're not one of them, love. They
Some
paid you
mealworms.
a lot of fucking money for this. Oh, they paid a lot.
Telling you, I'd win Survivor.
They'd pay you a lot of fucking money for this shit.
That is a fruity taste. I'd recommend it. Here we have.
Yeah, my ass, you
Oh,
recommend
crickets. Oh, nothing. Oh, awesome.
it. Nasty.
Like nothing you've ever tasted.
Okay, that's that one. This is a clip
plant-based
from.
premium protein. It's made from Molitor, which is mealworm larvae. The company is called Insect. This is Infras. This is for fertilizer. And as you have there, this is a powder derived from the mealworm, and it's a insect protein just been approved by the EU for human consumption.
You're not just getting me to eat dirt, are you?
All right. Yeah, so as you can see, the Economic Forum loves us to eat the bugs. Okay, here's another bit. Just in case you didn't think it was from the Economic Forum.
That's exactly what they have in store for us.
Farmed insects are not just food for livestock and fish.
Insects are becoming a trend. The Western diet has to kind of shift and change. And most importantly, it's natural, it's normal, and it's the way that we have to feed the future.
Is it?
It's normal, and it's the way that we have to feed the future.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with this guy. We're gonna move on swiftly to our good friend Steve, left and right, as he tries to sell us on eating the bugs. Now this is now available, I guess, in London. Look at this. There's a goddamn store where you can actually go and buy this shit. I presume these are pre-cooked. I don't think these are like raw, because I would imagine they have to be, I don't know, boiled or fried or whatever in a special way in order for them to be remotely edible. But yeah, check this out.
Can I just say one thing? Insects are not bad. Insects are very, very tasty. They are a perfect bar snack. Don't listen to the paranoid conspiratorial nonsense that says insects are bad. They are the best beer food you can imagine.
Beer food? Beer food, Steve? Now you see, I could ignore Nicole Kidman and what's his name, Robert Downey Jr. as just them being paid a shitload of money to sell this bollocks. But Steve, I know he's not getting paid. I mean, well, actually, I'll take it back. Maybe he is getting paid for this. I mean, he's certainly trying to build up a political career, and this is a stretch too far, methinks. But apparently not. Apparently, yeah, he is fucking eating this shit. I'm just gonna finish this video.
Salty, tasty.
Really?
And they are gorgeous.
You don't see you don't have any problems with the legs, the little wings and legs and shit that's sticking out of that. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a fat man. I've eaten a lot of shit. I'm literally on what they call a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. But this is a step too far. This is, even for fucking me, is a step too far. I mean, if this is the only thing to eat, I'm going to be a thin man in the future. At least that's the only thing I can envision, is that this will be the greatest thing for me to use as an excuse to fast.
Don't listen to the conspiratorial BS.
Really?
It says eating insects is bad. Eating insects is really quite...
It's horrific, Steve. I can see it, and I am grossed out by it. By the fact I am grossed, what they call, vicariously through you, I am grossed out. This is fucking unbelievable.
Tasty.
And this is what pisses me off, is that the Westerners, okay, as an Iranian, I'm gonna lay this fucking one out. As an Iranian, I heard a lot of Westerners throughout my entire life being grossed out by Iranian food, or claiming that, oh, we eat sheep's balls and sheep's eyeballs and sheep's brains. And yes, we do eat a lot of that shit too. We do eat we boil an entire sheep's head, and we eat the cheekbone meat, which is very tender and beautiful. I've had sheep's brains, I've had sheep's testicles. Yes, we do eat all of that. But we ain't eating fucking cockroaches or termites or maggots, okay? No fucking Iranian that I've ever known eats fucking maggots. So if the next English motherfucker that comes up to me and starts fucking talking shit about Iranian cuisine, I will slap the bitch out of you. Don't ever come to an Iranian and start talking about how we eat sheep's fucking eyeballs and shit and you're grossed out because you fuckers are now promoting fucking cockroaches and mealworms and all that bullshit. So don't fucking ever come to me. Compared to the shit you people are now promoting, I think Iranians are eating fucking like kings. Admittedly, we do eat like kings. I mean, we have pomegranates like you wouldn't believe.
You should try it sometime.
No, Steve. You know that clip from Austin Powers? How about no? That's what I would like to tell you. In fact, I gotta get that clip. And the thing is, I'll get back to that in a minute. The thing is, here he is, fucking promoting it even more later on up the chain. Yeah. A gratuitous insect shot. Yummy. Oh. Okay, sorry guys, my connection just went a bit doolally. I hope I'm still available to you all online. Let me do a quick online check. Quick check. Let me do a quick. Nope. Yep. I'm there. I'm still good. We're still going with this. Fuck that, Steve. Steve, you got issues, mate. You've got issues. And you need tissues for your issues. And before I see Manny's on in the back chat there. Let me quickly bring him on. And before I see Manny's on mute up in the back chat there. Mute up, Manny. Let me quick. Manny, you've got the stream running, and it's playing right through. Are you good now? Hello, Mr. Manny. Are you with me?
I can't hear anyone.
Manny? Oh, wait a minute. Hello, Mr. Manny. Can you hear me now?
Mate. I can hear you, mate. How are you doing?
All right. Sorry, Manny. You were playing the stream was playing right through your speakers or something. Anyway, so I had to mute you for a sec. But okay, you're all good. Okay, listen. I'm just going to cover one thing which I noticed actually Steve posting, which I've actually highlighted myself, which is the Iran death toll and just general toll. The general issues. This is like a daily thing that happens. This one's actually 1st of December, which is very fresh. Unfortunately, Manny, you're going to have to watch the stream in order to see this, but it's just a graphic poster anyway. It says Iran protest 2022 daily update, December 1st 2022. This one is, be honest, I still don't know the website they get this from because I still haven't managed to find it, but at least Steve posted it, so I snagged it. So yeah, we've got the total death toll of protesters is 462. Number of children killed 64. Children. We're talking 10, 11-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. Number of regime forces killed, 61. Number of individuals arrested, 18,206. By the way, they are giving death sentences to most of these protesters that have been arrested. They are literally giving them capital punishment. So this potentially could be up to 18,000 people put to death by the regime. Okay. So then
this is on Steve.
Yeah, but yeah, Steve posted it on his Twitter, so I'm just grabbing it off that. But number of detainees identified 3,492. Number of students arrested 583. Number of protests, wow, that has jumped up. Number of protests are now 1,118. Number of cities involved 157, and number of universities involved 143. This has actually risen since the last time I posted this. The last one I did was, I think, for September, October. I think it was October or something. So it was quite a while.
But now we're getting facts and figures from posts from Steve.
No. This is available for everyone. No, this is available for everyone. This is not just from Steve. I've seen this the same thing posted on Atheist Republic, who's an Iranian guy, Armin Navadi, who also covers all the Iranian protests. Now, this is not just like skewed by Steve or anything like that. This is actually an official thing. or as official as we can get, as far as all the information we can get from Iran. But no, this isn't just. Actually, this is this is the Twitter account that posts this. Harinan English. That's the Twitter account that posts these updates on a fairly regular basis. So these are not just from Steve. These are, as I say, it's happening. This is semi-official, as I say, as official as we can get, because the stuff, information coming out of Iran is still hard, and they keep cutting off the internet, and people are having to find VPNs and all sorts of things around it. I mean, they've banned WhatsApp from Iran. Facebook was already banned, YouTube was already banned, Twitter, I think, was already banned as well. So yeah, this is coming out of this site. It's not Steve's info, but anyway, how are you, Mr. Manny? I see that you wish to discuss these things. So, Manny, do tell. What is your take? I know you did a show on this earlier on. I think you did like a 2-hour show on it, so I know you might be burnt out from this. But for the audience here that doesn't know, big up Ultra, big up Ned, Shavitz, Mr. Proc, Angel Moon, all these people who are now here. What are your thoughts, Manny? Go.
So, what are my thoughts on what exactly? Sorry?
Eat the bugs.
Yeah, fuck Steve, and fuck the World Economic Forum, and fuck all these globalist situations where they're just trying to make protein into a farming commodity. That's what this is all about. It's part control, it's part suppression, it's a part kill off, and it's part completely commoditizing every single aspect of the food chain. Right? We need real healthy meat, like I showed the videos and the information on my live stream. We need real meat, we need real protein, and that comes from animals, and that's just a way of nature. So globalists like the World Economic Forum, the likes of Bill Gates, who also promoted the wonderful jabs for this fake virus or the lab created virus, which, by the way, Steve wanted you all to take. He wanted you to line up, pull your pants down like he does on a regular basis, bend over and take it up the fucking arse. That's exactly what Steve said on the Money's in the live stream, and he continued. I mean, what the fuck do we have to do to realize that Steve is a globalist puppet? We've all been had. He was always, in my opinion, always a globalist puppet. He was always working for a certain situation. Even if he wasn't, Clown World has already confirmed that when Hope Not Hate, Nick Knowles, was beginning to write the book, he contacted Steve, Hope Not Hate, and said, Steve, we're going to write about you. We're going to pull your fucking pants down. What do you have to say? And I've already asked Steve in the chat, were you blackmailed? He said no. Nobody fucking believes him. We want to know, Steve, what is the real situation? What was that conversation when Hope Not Hate approached you and said, we're going to write about you? What did you do? Did you say, yes, let's contact as many people and information gather? What was the situation? Why are you now turning into a satanic, demonic individual and trying to pretend eating shit, aka bugs, like a cockroach, like a snake, is normal? It's not normal. There's nothing humanity about it. There's no naturality about it. You are pretending. You are trying to convince people that doing something that's very demonic is normal. It's not.
I'm not sure naturality is a word, but okay. Natural.
I've made
natural.
it up. I'm in the flow. Fuck Steve.
You're just riffing now. We're just riffing. Okay. One thing I wanted to say, the term satanic that you use, what do you mean by that, and what does that mean to you?
Okay, so it's a very complex term. So when we start talking about Satanism, people normally mean that reversing of good. Satanism is basically the reversing of good. Hence why they take a positive symbol, which is the cross of Christianity, and reverse it. That's essentially, in a very basic form, where satanic is. Now, when you start looking into secret,
but let me interject. Let me interject before you move too far. You are essentially a Sikh person. The character Satan. How, is the character Satan in the Sikh religion?
Okay, why is that a relevant question at this point?
Well, because when you use that term Satan, then you are drawing from the Abrahamic religion. Satan only exists in the Abrahamic
No, the
religion,
word
and not
Satan
even.
actually comes from. No, the word Satan actually comes from the planet Saturn. That's what Satan comes from. Got nothing to do with, or
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it has
but
got something
the
to do with, but
character.
generally
You see, the
it's a
thing is,
planetary influence
no,
of
no, no,
Saturn.
no. The thing is,
And
nobody
Saturn,
when you say Satan, nobody's thinking planets. They are
it
thinking of
doesn't
a
matter what they're thinking.
specific character.
I can only discuss things as
Okay,
as
how is
I have
Satan?
read.
How is Saturn evil?
Okay, well, great question, right? So planetary influences have certain consequences. For example, when it comes to Saturn, it's a planet of materialism, right? So we have Christmas during the period of the 23rd of November up to I believe in the early reaches of January. So Saturn is a very materialistic influence. Hence why we have
But
the
what is
festival
about
of
the planet Saturn that
no, I'm
makes
going
it
to tell you. I'm going
Oh,
to
okay, okay.
Saturnalia, right? So Santa is also another word rhyme of the planet Saturn. So what does he do? He gives you gifts. It's very present orientated, very materialistic orientated. So this is all representation. I'm talking about a certain theoretical discussion here. This is representation of materialism. So you have
Oh, okay.
Santa, which is somebody representing the planet Saturn, giving you gifts, aka materialism.
But why Saturn
So
and not like Jupiter or my favorite Uranus?
yeah, Uranus is off limits anyway. Right, so
But I
different
was talking
planets.
about Uranus, not my anus.
Many people do. So different planets and different periods of the year have different influences, and therefore this is how astronomy or astrology actually calculates what is the likelihood of what people will do or may do or populations and so on and so forth. That's what it's actually based on because different planets who are closer or further away or have the most influence have their kind of pressure on the waters, and of course we are what 80% water. So that in its theory is what it's all about, and the period over Christmas is a very Saturn period. Hence why we have Saturnalia, now known as Christmas.
Okay, I mean, again, I still don't see the correlation between the planetary body or the celestial body of Saturn as being material or associated with materialism. I don't see the correlation there. But okay, let's move on because this could go on for quite a long time possibly. Let's just assume this whole thing Satan, Saturn, but you're saying Christmas is also a satanic. So is Christmas a satanic worship?
No, it's not. That's what I mean. I mean, one planet can have multiple influences. So when I say
but
Satan,
but you said these are
so when
all
I say
negative influences. So is the whole
yeah, so
period of Christmas?
materialism is a very negative thing. So if you're not really assuming a wider, so if you're spiritual, for example, you're not just perceiving your body, your family, your local community. You're looking beyond that, right? You kind of opened your horizons, is on a spiritual sense, right? Just go with it. For example, if you are materialistic, i.e., atheistic, then all you're going to think and see is the things immediately that you can see, touch, feel, and comprehend. You are not going to be able to think about things beyond your five senses, right? So if
No,
you are
you
very
can think.
materialistic,
No, not that's a complete misrepresentation of I think anything to do with atheists or non-believers because atheists accept quantum theory and quantum
okay. So
physics.
do you believe there is a spiritual world beyond this materialistic world?
I have no evidence for it, so I don't believe
Well,
in
no,
things
I
I don't
didn't
have
ask you if you
evidence
have
for.
any evidence. I said, do you think there is?
Well, that's the thing. The whole. Well, see, I don't have faith in this. I don't
I'm not
believe
asking if
it.
you have faith.
Well,
I
no,
said, do
because you
you
are.
think there is?
But no, that's the
You know,
thing.
I'm not. Do you
A
think
faith.
there
You
is?
see, I'll explain why I use these terms. Faith is believing in something without
I'm
evidence.
not asking you about faith.
No, but what I mean is, in order for me to believe that there is something beyond this realm or
No,
beyond
you
this
need
universe.
creativity.
No.
You
You don't
need a
need
creative
creativity.
mind to be able to
What you
perceive
need
it.
is I
Perception,
don't believe in things that I don't have evidence for.
and that's your problem. You
But the
have
thing is,
limitations.
yeah, but no, that's not a limitation. That is called actually being skeptical. Because if you simply accept
I'm more
everything,
skeptical than
but the
as a
fact
human
is,
being.
no,
As
but
a human being, I'm more
Manny,
skeptical than you.
Manny, let
I'm
me
more
just.
skeptical than you.
No, you're not. You seem to pick and choose your skepticism on in different things. The fact is that if you don't believe in things you don't have evidence for, then you are susceptible to believing any bullshit anyone pulls out of their ass. How do you
No. See, you're now
ascertain?
putting me.
But
You're
the
now
thing
putting me in
is,
the box.
no, but the
That's
thing
not
is,
what I
Manny,
said. I am
if I say to
I am
you,
open to the willingness to understand and reach out for the possibility of something to be there. There's a vast difference. See, you need evidence for you to comprehend something, whereas I'm happy to comprehend, conversate, and think about something, whether or not I actually think it exists.
no, the fact is that that's the problem, Manny. Because if you can believe, they say, those who believe, if you can convince someone to believe in absurdities, you can get them to commit atrocities. So if I get you to believe that I can,
Yeah, but
I
you're
know,
using
that.
physical.
No, let me
You're
tell you.
using physical
No,
terms here.
let me tell you. I
This
believe
is not a
that there is a
physical
golden
conversation.
dragon circling Uranus. How can you? It's an invisible golden dragon, and that golden dragon, every time I pray to it, it brings me tremendous wealth. You go ahead and from your mindset, tell me that why is it that you don't believe in my golden dragon?
Because I can't see it and prove it.
And yet you tell me that I'm the skeptic and I'm the one who doesn't. You don't. Why don't you believe in my golden dragon? I told you about it. It's a golden invisible
Okay,
dragon
why do you
circling
not
Uranus.
why
Why
do you
is it
not
that
believe
you?
in the flat Earth?
Because I have evidence against it. I have
Okay,
plethora of
show me the
evidence.
evidence. Show
Oh
me the
God!
evidence.
Look! I'm not going to go down this road with you because I've already given you literally entire debates and lectures on why we
But the
ascertain the
principle
Earth
is the
isn't.
same, right?
Not
The
only that,
principle is the
we
same.
literally
That
no,
the
it's
flat
not. We
earthers,
literally have video footage
the flat
of
earthers,
the Earth.
we're talking about
Yeah.
principle. We're not talking about flat Earth. The flat earthers will tell you the exact same thing that you tell
No,
them.
but what I'm trying to tell you is that they are, first of all, wrong, and we also have plenty of evidence against flat Earths. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you have a mechanism in your own mind that ascertains whether I'm telling the truth about the golden dragon or not, and you
I'm open to it.
are you open to the golden dragon that flies around Uranus, and every
You can prove it to me, yes.
you
If you
pray
can
at
prove
night,
theoretical
but you have
terms.
to pray with a single digit in your rectum. So at night tonight, I want you, before you go to bed,
Can you prove it to me?
yeah,
Can you prove it
if
to
you
me?
go to bed tonight, you put a single
Yeah.
digit in your rectum. It doesn't matter which one. It could be the middle finger, the index finger, but you have to keep it there for at least 15 seconds whilst praying to the golden dragon that's flying around Uranus. And tomorrow you will have a person that will offer you tremendous happiness and wealth.
Okay, so if I do that type of thing,
Yeah.
and nothing happens the following day, can I then now conclude that you're full of shit?
No, because I will also tell you that I don't think you've prayed long enough and your finger wasn't quite in there. And you didn't believe, really truly believe in the golden dragon.
Your instructions. Let's just say I followed your instructions to the key.
You can, but you have to truly believe it. You have to truly believe that the golden dragon exists, and I would like you to send me a picture of a selfie of your finger firmly in your rectum, in order for me to know that you did this, because it is all about Uranus. This is the thing, Manny. You don't realize you have to, if you believe, if you put yourself in a position that I have to believe in all sorts of bullshit, then you have to believe in all sorts of bullshit. You can't just put yourself in a place, because you yourself everyday life in everyday life parse between bullshit and facts and reality. Every time you cross a road, you look and you trust.
So what's your point? What's your point here?
The point is that when you tell me that atheists just, you're just more open to things you don't have evidence for, but you just believe it.
Are you trying to ask me? Maybe let me help you out here. So, are you trying to ask me to, or trying to get to a conversation that when I call atheists very close to Satanism and satanic?
No. I don't even care about that, because the thing is, you got to realize I don't believe in God. Hence, I don't believe in Satan, because Satan is another manifestation of characters within the God belief, within the Abrahamic belief system.
What is it that you're trying to ask me here? I'm trying to get to
what
the
I'm trying to
crux of
what I'm trying to say to you is, when you first make those kind of assertions about
which
atheists,
assertions? Make it clear for me.
Atheists, materialistic people. We don't have an open mind. We don't believe in these things. We're closed-minded.
Do you sense anything? Do you sense anything beyond your five senses?
Yes, lots of things. I know lots of things beyond my five senses exist. I know ultraviolet light exists. I know infrared exists. I know microwaves exist.
No.
They are way beyond my senses.
I didn't ask you what do you believe in, because you don't perceive that. You need extra technology to perceive that. I'm asking you as a human being, right? You see, you're telling me woo-woo here. Right?
What do you mean? Is microwave a woo-woo? Is ultraviolet woo-woo? Is infrared woo-woo?
You, as a human being,
X-rays are not woo-woo.
Are you able to perceive anything beyond your five senses?
I can believe in things that my five senses cannot detect. Yes.
Okay, you believe in there's things beyond your five senses that you can't detect.
Absolutely. I've just given you examples of those.
And how? 1 minute. And how far does your undetection go?
What do you mean? How far does my undetection go?
You said you believe in things exist
that my five senses can't. With my five senses, yes.
You said from your five senses you can't detect things, right?
Yes.
But
I still believe
or
them.
you know that they exist, correct?
Exactly, because I have evidence for them.
How far does that level of undetection go? Are you able to comprehend that you've comprehended that there are things that you can't detect, but how far does your undetection go? How far does this world or environment exist that you can't detect?
Well, exactly. At the moment, from the limits of our technology, I'm willing to accept.
No, I'm asking you, Banksy.
Yeah.
How far
but this
is
is
that
the thing.
environment that you can't detect?
I don't
You don't know, but you can't detect it in the first place.
No. It's not that I don't know and I can't detect it. The fact is, there are a billion things in the universe that I will never know and I will never understand. But I don't walk around buying into any bullshit any human being professes to be true. They need to provide me sufficient evidence so that I will then accept their evidence as being sufficient.
Who are you? When you say that you don't go around believing in any bullshit that that is fed to you, what are you referring to? Because I've just asked you, because I'm a bit confused, because I asked you, is there anything that your five senses cannot detect, and you said yes. Right?
Yeah, plenty of things.
And then I asked you, okay, so there's an environment that you can't detect. How big is that environment? And then you just kind of went off on one. So again, I'll bring you back to this question.
How big? I don't know how big that environment is.
Detect, how far does that go?
I don't know.
Right. And that's my point.
As long as I have ever but the thing is, Manny, you have to. The thing is, you can go ahead.
You have a level of spirituality within you because you understand there may be things that we as human beings may not able to comprehend. That's all spirituality is. Is understanding that we may not understand absolutely everything.
No, it's not. It's not, because you are invoking a character called Satan. You're creating that. You're invoking that term because that term has a history and a background to it. That word isn't just some empty word. It's not like zib-zab. Why didn't you say zib-zab instead of Satan? Because you
Okay,
know
so
that
I said
zip-zap
at the
means
very
nothing to
beginning,
anyone.
I said at the very beginning, Satanism is basically the reverse of good. Hence why Satanists take the cross of Christianity, reverse it.
Well, why
They
why do you use the word Satan? Why don't you just say bad?
because that's what Satanism is.
But
I
reverse of
didn't
good
create
isn't
these
bad,
terms.
isn't Satanism. Reverse of good
Um,
or opposite of
okay,
good is bad.
so God is basically the word good with one of the O's removed. The word devil is basically the word evil with a D at the front of it. Right. So Satan, like I
I'm
said,
not entirely sure about
so when
the
it comes to,
etymology of
yeah,
these
but
words. I think you
I'm
may
telling
be
you. So
actually kind of
Satan is
wrong on that, but
so Satan is a religious terminology, and religion. We've had these private chats before that I believe from my 7 years of astrology research. Satan is an astronomical term. So it comes from the planet Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of materialism and so on and so forth. So different planets provide different type of energies. Hence why some religious cults pray to the sun, some satanic cults pray to the moon, and so on and so forth. So Jupiter is one of the very earlier planets, which is what you mentioned,
okay.
that the very early civilizations, say around from the Middle East right up to North India and maybe Eastern Europe, used to worship and keep as their ideal planet. So these are the things that I take my knowledge from.
Can I give you, for example, one of the things you were wrong about, the word devil. The devil doesn't derive. It's not rooted in evil at all. It's modern English for devil derives from the Middle English devel, from the Old English diofol, that is in turn represents an early Germanic borrowing of the Latin diablos. So you
That's one.
see, you were
That's one explanation.
immediately wrong with your
No, no,
assessment
no,
of the
no.
word devil.
Googling that doesn't necessarily make you a scholar all of a sudden. That is
No,
one
but
explanation.
it's
I've read
just
this
the fact that
explanation
you're
before.
wrong. You looked at the word
No,
devil and saw evil in there because you take away the D and you just see evil, and you just ascertained that the original etymology of the word devil is evil. No,
I didn't.
it's
I didn't
rooted
say.
in
I didn't say the
diablos.
original. I didn't say the original etymology was the case. You just assume that. I said the word devil is, and then I provided an explanation. Currently, the word devil is the word evil with a D at the front. That's what I meant, and that's what I said. I never said the root meaning of the word is this. You just assume that because remember, you are an atheist, and your only role in this world is to take things and see what critical find. You don't try to find the kind of spiritual meaning and the understanding of it,
Yeah. I don't
right?
pull
It's
things
a
out of
very
my
simple
Uranus.
way. It's a very simple way of going about trying to tackle these
Yeah,
type of
because
things.
I don't pull
It's
things out of
okay.
my
I'm kind of
Uranus.
used to it.
I actually look at things and I ascertain whether they are truthful and whether they hold any ground in reality. Otherwise, the
Mhm.
thing is, Manny, you got to realize, if you open the doors to that kind of thinking,
Okay,
you have to
let's
then
get to the
accept every bullshit anyone ever says because you truly have
no.
no evidence for
You don't have to
fairies,
accept anything.
gargoyles,
You don't,
dragons,
no. You don't have to accept
leprechauns.
anything that. No. You see, what you're trying to do there, you're trying to structure things like a ladder, where life and humanity is not a case of just climbing up the ladder. If life and humanity was as simple as that, all we'd have to do is climb these kind of theoretical ladders and get to a point, and everything would be brilliant. It's not quite as simple as that. Your original point was that how did I create eating bugs and cockroaches and the rest of it to Satanism, right? So
Okay,
my
let's go down
original
that road.
point, my original point was that humanity and culture and everything, what we are accustomed to has a certain way because that is a natural order of things. And what we're now seeing with a lot of things, for example, eating bugs, atheism, and a lot of other kind of very weird attributes, including a lot of things, right? is not really the natural order of things, and is kind of anti-good. I mean, let's have a conversation about what has happened over the last few decades as atheism has grown. How has Britain alone, um, grown or not grown? What has happened? Has the country got better? Has the culture got better? Are children more educated? Are the children, happier? Are families happier? What's happened to marriage? What's happened to the way we bring up children? What's happened to the schooling system, the health system? Generally, the country and the world is gone pear shaped. And what can we align with that? We can align the grown of atheism, i.e., living without a structure that is, something that we can draw upon. Now, I'm not a religious person, and I wouldn't say everything about the church is fantastic, but I would say I've seen, and I've looked, I've born here in the UK, and I've grown here, and I've grown up here, and I would say as atheism has grown in the UK, so has the bullshit, so has negativity, and so has the type of morals and the code of conduct that we despise and what we would regard as Satanism.
Well, I mean, clearly that is just all completely wrong because you are making assertions and associations with things that have no as I say, correlation doesn't equal causation. You're making these assertions or connections as if they somehow are linked. Nothing of the sort. First of all, being an atheist has no foundation in world building or in any way of moral or ethical codes of life. Being an atheist is simply without God, without believing in God. It has nothing to do with where you get your morals and ethics from. It doesn't even talk on those things. And so this whole thing about atheism, there is no such thing as atheism, and no more than being bald is a hair color. That is what you're actually making that assertion, is as if you're saying not collecting stamps is a hobby. These are not associated with each other. Not collecting stamps is not a hobby. Baldness is not a hair color, and atheism isn't a worldview, or being an atheist isn't a worldview. There is no ism in atheism. This is where you're drawing false connections from. Most atheists, or some atheists, draw their worldview from things like human secularism. Some of them are communists and socialists. Some of them are freaking Nazis. It can be anything. You could be a Buddhist and be an atheist. By the way, Buddhism isn't a theistic or deity-based religion. So when you say this atheism is doing this and doing that, is nothing of the sort. You're categorically wrong. What is happening is that, yes, I agree with you that there is a streak of socialist communism which has infested Western civilization, infested Britain and America and Canada and all these other places. That is what is actually at work. That is the ideology that is actually pressing a lot of these issues that we're having. And being an atheist or a God believer has nothing to do with it. A lot of these people that are pushing these ideals would call themselves Christians, would call themselves Muslim. They wouldn't even class themselves as atheists. So when you're asserting that this is to do with atheism, there's nothing of the sort.
Let's just say atheists from the general atheists from Speaker's Corner, right? You guys are more like Muslims, right, than you even realize, right? All you do is exactly like the Islamists at Speaker's Corner, is try to throw your oar in absolutely everything. You try to argue every single point. You try to bring every single thought process to your own. I mean, the difference between Islam and atheism is only the fact that one goes to the mosque and the other one just roams the street willy nilly, trying to start an argument. That's the only thing. And at least, you can say there is some structure in an Islamist mind. There is no structure in the mind of an atheist, right? I mean, all we have to see, let's say it's Steve Speaker's Corner, or Atheist Steve, or Satanic Steve, right? Look at what he's fucking achieved since I've known him, right? So we've gone from a pro Tommy support, not even before the pro Tommy supporter. I caught up with him and he was like trying to stop grooming gangs. he was there disputing with all the Christians and all the other religions. Then he became a Tommy supporter, and he was there as kind of an idol of anti-grooming gangs and pro British culture. And then slowly he was like he was leaving all that, and he kind of went into pro-atheism, and he challenged every single religion on the planet, but really loved attacking Islam. Now, over the course, as he's gone against British culture, he's gone against Tommy Robinson. He's now hating towards every single religion there is, and the British culture, eating fucking bugs now. He's literally eating dog shit off the road of the park, right? And now he's going round and teaming up with the exact organization that he was pretending to be fighting, the anti-democratic Hope Not Hate, teaming up with no doubt a political party, a reform party that has been infiltrated either by him or probably by somebody else. So this is what atheism is, right? They just a willy-nilly. It's like a ship with torn sails in the open sea, right? With winds coming from every single direction. They don't know what they're going. They've got no morals. They've got no situation. And any gust of wind that comes along, or that bag of shit of wood is going to be torn over, and anybody rowing that shit is going to be drowning.
Yeah, you know what I said about atheists? They don't just buy any bullshit anyone spouts. That's exactly what I was talking about. The fact that we don't buy any of that bullshit. Just to lay all that at the feet of atheism or people being atheists is again wildly ridiculous, huge straw man, and just again, correlation does not equal causation. It is nothing to do with being an atheist. It's nothing to these people that follow the World Economic Forum's instructions.
As a member of the atheist community, what have you achieved?
What do you mean? What have we achieved? The fact is that non-believers, since the
community of atheistic, moralistic, Satanist type of bullshit, what the fuck have you guys created?
Okay.
All you do is destroy.
First of all,
you do is destroy.
First of all, over 90% of scientists in the world are atheists, if not at best deists. The founding parents are the United States. Listen. The founding parents
are they the same people? Are they the same scientists that saying that the planet doesn't go further and closer to the sun, and therefore there's natural climate change? Are those the scientists?
Yeah, the fact is, the founding parents of the United States would be considered deists at best. Do you realize?
I just want to make clear, are these the same scientists that were advising Boris the Bojo that no way the virus could have come from a lab leak, and the same scientists that said send your grandma that's locked up in a home that she should be taken to hospital and you never see her again? Are they the same scientists?
Yeah. The fact is that the founding parents of the United States were considered deists at best, and very much so in the atheistic camp when it comes to some of their letters and actions. If you look at Thomas Jefferson, and he wrote the Jefferson, he actually produced what was called the Jefferson Bible, where he tore up all the mystic crap out of the Bible. People like what was it? I think it was Benjamin Franklin. Well, it was either Benjamin Franklin or one of the others who said lighthouses are more useful than churches.
But they were Masons, Banksy.
Well,
they were Masons.
Yeah. You can go ahead and make your conspiracy theories, but the fact is that those people founded what is without a doubt regarded the greatest country that this and the greatest superpower that this world has ever known in recent history. So they set the foundations for a country that has without a doubt contributed unmeasurable amount of benefits into this world when it comes to research and scientific discoveries and technology. Not to mention Britain, since the Magna Carta and its move away from the Catholic Church, and subsequently even from the Protestant and the Anglican Church, has
the Catholic Church. That's a good point you made. The country moved away from the Catholic Church, but not from the English church. And also
but they created a church which was actually a far less oppressive
law of English land, and
Yeah.
also, and therefore the American Constitution, which is the actual reason why America became as powerful and magnificent as it was the actual American Constitution, which is based on the English and the Swedish Constitution.
Yes, but they
Banksy.
actually improved upon it. That wasn't the. It was. It's they took the
Of course they
framework,
improved
but
upon
they improved
I mean,
upon
I
it,
was
and they
born
created
years-
a country
years
which
after you, I'm
separated.
improving on-
Yeah, but they separated church and state. That was their key attraction to America. And also, again, I would put it to you that even Britain adopting the Anglican Church moved away from the oppressive nature of the Catholic Church and gave more freedoms to people and allowed
Well, that was
also.
only because Pat Henry. That was only because Pat Henry wanted to bang more birds than he
Yes,
was
but the
allowed to
fact
do.
is that those oppressive
It
sort
was
of
one
hold
suppressive-
that the
one
Catholic
suppressive
Church
system
had.
to another.
But the thing is, once you take away the yoke of oppression from people and allow people the freedom to think, the freedom to actually explore their ideas, no matter how heretical they may seem, then people can invent and advance and move forward.
I
A lot
agree.
of the
And that's
things.
spirituality.
You see, this is
And
the.
that is spirituality.
Yeah. No, it's not spirituality. It's nothing to do with
Yes, it
spirituality. It's to allow
Yes, it is.
people to actually be in touch
Atheism
with
doesn't build
reality.
anything.
To allow
Atheism doesn't build. All atheism does is destroy. It
atheism
destroys
doesn't
the
do
culture.
any
It
of those
destroys-
things because it does.
Atheism hasn't built anything.
Listen,
Banksy.
again,
It's never built anything.
I just
Tell me one
explained
thing
to
that
you.
atheism has built. Nothing.
I just explained to you that atheism is no such thing. It's like you telling me that
You can pretend
boldness
all you
has
want.
never contributed.
Atheism is a strong religion.
Listen,
Atheism is the fastest
Manny,
growing religion in the UK.
Manny, when you say to me atheism hasn't done this and that, it's like you telling me that being bald has not contributed to hairstyles. Baldness has never contributed anything to modern day hair colors or hairstyles. What has baldness done for hairstyles these days? You are that ridiculous. I'm trying to highlight how incredibly ridiculous to someone like me you sound like.
I never said contributed.
Yes,
I
you
never- I
did.
never-
You just literally were saying, what has atheism done for this and that?
No, but that's not. I didn't say it haven't contributed to.
Shall we
culture.
rewind the
Obviously,
stream?
atheism has.
This is recorded. You know that, right? We can go back and
Yeah,
listen to what you said.
No, listen. I never. Listen, I never said that atheism never existed, right? I said, what has it ever created?
Yeah, it's like saying, what has baldness ever created for hairstyles or hairdressers? It makes
but
no
answer the
sense.
question.
It makes
but
no
no,
sense.
answer-
It doesn't
Fine.
attempt
If it
to.
makes no sense, answer the question.
Because
I can tell you what
because you're
spirituality-
asking
I
a
can answer what
ridiculous
spirituality
question.
has created.
No.
I can answer what spirituality has created. I can answer what religion has created. I'm asking
Okay,
you directly.
okay.
Right now,
What has
atheism ever
spirituality
created?
done for mathematics?
So is your answer nothing? Hasn't created anything?
Well, no, yeah, exactly. Atheism doesn't claim to have contributed to any of these things. Being an
That's because it
atheist
can't.
doesn't
It can't.
do
All
any of these
atheism
things for
does
you.
is attack and destroy. That's my
No,
point.
but
All
atheism has
does is
never
attack and destroy.
destroyed
Which is
anything
very
either.
much-
But that's the
which is
thing,
very much
Manny,
a
Manny,
situation.
hold on one second. Atheism is neither created or destroyed anything ever because it doesn't
It
do
destroys
any of
religion.
that. It is not a
destroys
religion and it is not
The
a
whole thing-
worldview. It
whole
doesn't do
thing-
any of these
no,
things for you that you think that it should.
The whole position on why atheism is an ism is because it's exactly like a religious protocol, especially like
It's
Islam.
not an
and it
ism.
seeks to destroy-
That's the
Wait a minute.
point.
It seeks to destroy anybody with a theist mindset, i.e., somebody that's following a religion.
No, it seeks to highlight and point out the fallacies and bullshit of religious ideology. It only seeks to point out that these religious ideas that you hold are not based they have no because they have no foundation. They are fruitless, and so atheists simply look at religious people from a perspective of
This is just your ego talking.
No, but
I'm
it's
talking
not
to your
ego.
I'm
It's
not
nothing to do
talking
with
Banksy.
ego,
I'm
dude.
talking to your ego.
The fact is,
Listen, dude,
atheists just simply
atheism
look at the
doesn't build
world
anything. It
from
never
an
has, it never
objective
will.
perspective. They don't have
Hopeless.
faith. They don't have they're
Anything
not shackled
is bankrupt.
by
Atheism is
the
bankrupt.
look. They're not shackled by the trimmings of
I'm
religion
not saying
and
they are
faith
shackled. I'm saying
and
atheists
ritual.
are morally and spiritually bankrupt.
There is no. This is the thing. It doesn't. Being an atheist doesn't speak to morality. It has nothing to do with morality. It has no moral
Hence
code.
why you
Okay,
have
what are the
atheism.
moral codes of atheism? Tell me one thing that is a moral code of atheism. That you
Oh,
give.
I mean,
If tomorrow you
you don't
stop
have a moral
believing in,
code.
if you tomorrow you stop
You don't have a
believing God,
moral code.
because being
You
an
don't have a moral
atheist
code.
isn't an ism. It's not a
Yeah,
worldview.
I understand.
It
Well,
doesn't
no, you
offer
think
you
there
any
is
of
a-
those things.
I
You're
think you think there is
confusing what atheists
No,
where they get their
think
moral
there is
foundation from.
Nancy, you think there isn't, but you all follow the same type of situation.
No. No,
do you think-
there
do
are
you think-
there are
okay, let me ask you
atheists
a
that are
question. Let me ask you a
Nazis.
question. Let me ask you
Do
a
all
question.
atheists follow Nazism?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think if, right, and I'm not pro-religion, you have to understand and accept that, right? So do you think if Steve's Satanic Steve was a Christian?
Look.
If you well, 1 minute, yeah, I haven't asked the question. right?
Yeah.
So do you think if Satanic Steve was a Christian, he would have eaten a cockroach?
Yeah. There are people, these people that you're talking about, that are celebrities that are eating cockroaches. They're not atheists. They're not professing that they're atheists. A lot of them
Are they
actually say that they're
professing that they're
the people of the Economic Forum.
Which one
There are
of those-
Christians
which
in that
one of
in that
those
group.
celebrities- 1 minute, Banksy. Which one of those celebrities has said that they are Christian?
I don't know. I mean, I can go find that for you. I don't know whether
They're making-
Robert Downey
they're making
Jr.
that
or
comment
Nicole
that- they're making
Kidman
that comment
are
moments
potentially
ago.
Christian.
They're making that comment earlier ago that they're not atheists. It's stupid, then, isn't it?
No, but the fact is that you don't even know whether these people are atheists.
In
You are making the
Christianity-
assumption
in
that they are.
Christianity, I'm guaranteeing you that they're either atheists or they're demon
Well,
worshippers.
just like you were sure about the word devil and its etymology, right?
No,
You
the
were
word devil
positive
is
about that,
evil with
right?
a D at the end.
No, it's
You're
not.
doing what all atheists do.
It's not
and this is when
rooted
you know
in
you
that.
lost the argument. But
Dude.
what you try to do, is the word devil. Does it contain the word evil in it?
The etymology of the word devil isn't to do with
did
evil.
When did I mention the etymology?
It's not rooted in the word evil.
You did.
It has
What
nothing
you were
to do with the
losing-
word
what You
evil.
were losing ground.
You
What
are just
did, you were like,
Okay.
let me tackle
Okay,
the
Manny.
situation in a different angle. I never mentioned
Manny.
the etymology. I said the word evil, the word devil is evil with a D up front of it. That's what I said.
No, it's not. But that's not what the
How
word
much you wanna
means.
bet?
That's not
How
what the
much-
word
how much
means.
you-
That's not
are
where the
you
word
willing-
came from.
are you
Okay,
willing to put
okay. How
1,000
about the word
pounds on that?
amen? Amen. What do you think? Is it a man? Is it to do with men?
Well, men is a multiple thing, right?
Is
So,
the word amen just man with an A in front of it? Is that what you think that is?
No, it's amen, MEN. Like so it's a
Okay.
plural, right? So it's
Okay,
MEN,
a men. Is it to do with men? Is it anything to do with men? Because it's got the word men in it.
It's possible. I haven't given it a lot of thought.
You're again categorically wrong. It has nothing to do with men. Its etymology
I
is
never
in
said it
Hebrew.
was. Did I say? Did I say?
No,
it
but
was?
what I mean is what you perceive.
But
What,
you want?
no,
so you
because
need
this
me
is
to be in
listen,
the book.
Manny,
This is
Manny,
what- this is
Manny,
my-
Manny.
this
This
is
is
my
your
thing about
mistake
atheists.
that you're making with the
You
word
need
devil
me
is
to
the
be-
same
no,
as the
as
mistake
an
people
atheist-
make. Listen, hold on.
1 minute.
Hold on.
As an atheist, you need me to be in the
God.
book. So when you know I'm
It's
in the
nothing
book,
to do with the
then you
box.
can label that book and you can attack
It's
the
that
book.
you're
It's
wrong.
not.
It's that you're wrong.
About what? I didn't make a concrete statement for me to be wrong. I said it sounds plural, men as in
No,
multiple.
but it's
of
wrong.
man.
But you're wrong. That
Okay,
amen
I'm
has
happy to
nothing to do
accept
with the word man,
I'm happy
and
to
neither does
accept that, 'cause I
devil.
don't know.
These are
I'm happy to
wrong.
accept that.
You're just wrong
Okay,
about
but
these
I'm happy to
words
accept that.
and the
So
way
I'm
you're
saying to you,
interpreting
tell me
these words.
what you think that is the case.
But what I'm
See,
trying to
you
tell you is what I'm
have
trying to
made
tell
the
you.
conclusion that I'm wrong whereas I haven't even made a
Listen.
concrete conclusion for
No,
you
no,
to state
no,
that.
no, no. I'm just
That's a very
okay.
atheistic
Listen.
situation to put the
I
other person
proved that you were
that is
wrong
putting
about
it above.
the word devil, and I can prove to you that that you're
How
wrong
can I be
about
wrong
these
about the word
celebrities.
devil
Listen,
being the word evil with a D at the
listen,
front?
listen.
How can I be wrong about that?
I already have
Does the
proved
word
that the word
evil
devil
start
isn't
with
rooted in evil.
EVIL?
Listen, the word devil is the
You're
word
talking about the
devil is
etymology. I'm
not
talking about the
rooted
literal
in the
word
word
devil.
in evil.
Ridiculous.
It comes from
And this
diablos.
is why you can't talk
But
to
and
atheists
I can
because
show
all you
you.
want to
Hold
do
on.
is talk about what you want to talk about. I'm accepting your point that the etymology of the word devil could be what you're saying it is. But what I am trying to remind you is that I said the word devil is the word evil with a D at the front.
Okay.
I didn't say anything about the etymology.
Okay. I will make my
And this
point.
is why
Okay.
nobody has
Let me
respect for atheists because
let me
the
make my
whole
point.
your whole motive as atheists is to try to belittle and never to understand the point of the other person.
Yeah. No, listen. My larger point is that just like I proved that you were wrong about the word devil, I will prove to you that you're wrong about these so-called celebrities.
How was I wrong about the word devil?
You were wrong. You were categorically wrong, and I
Did I not
exposed you for that.
say
But
that
that's
the word
okay.
devil
Okay,
is the
fine.
word woman?
Yeah.
No,
Let me
I'm
no,
not
because
gonna
look,
move from
I
this point.
made you.
No, I
I
don't want.
waited for you to
Did I
finish.
not
You got to let me
say
finish what I'm saying.
like you said before? No, but you can't. But you're trying to say something. I said something when I didn't.
Yes, I
Did I
proved you
not
to be
say
wrong.
that the word you didn't prove anything? I said, did I not say that the word
You can
devil is
try
the
to
word
mental
evil with a D
gymnastic
at the
your way
front?
out of this, whatever you
I
like.
didn't.
I proved you to be wrong,
That's trying to
but
take
what I'm
it,
trying to
right?
tell you
And
is
this is
that
what
I will
atheists
prove to
do,
you,
right?
I will
You haven't got a
prove to
point.
you that
I
you're
said,
wrong
okay,
about these people
rewind the stream,
from.
rewind the
Listen,
stream,
okay, fine.
rewind the
We
stream.
will.
I said
People can watch the
categorically
stream later
the
and they'll
word
find.
the word devil
You
is the
can.
word evil with a D
Okay,
at the front.
okay,
Is that
okay, okay.
not how do you
Let me
spell
make my
devil?
look.
How do you spell devil?
I've got another point I want to make. I don't give a shit about the devil thing. I'm just pointing out that I already owned you on that. But the fact is
You haven't
that
only said
the fact is,
you're
let
making
me
formal
finish.
arguments.
Look, let me finish. The fact is that just like the devil thing, I will show you and I will find it in due time that these celebrities and these World Economic Forum people that you claim that are all Satanists and non-Christians, that some of them profess to be Christians, and I will find you those who are Christians but are still towing the line of the World Economic Forum. It's nothing to do with whether they're Satanists or not Satanists. It's to do with a particular ideology that they're following, which is to do with the World Economic Forum and their vision for the world. Nothing to do with whether they're atheist or Christian or Muslim or whatever, because I can show you that there are Arabs from Saudi Arabia and Emirate nations who sit at the World Economic Forum meetings.
This is bollocks.
Muslims sit at those meetings.
Let me give you one example. There's a cocksucking foot called Sadhguru, which is like a Hindu fucking priest that everybody bends over and pulls their fucking satanic dress up to. And he went onto the World Economic Forum as some Hindu fucking priest. And I've been saying for years the guy is a cocksucking atheist. Like nobody said, no, you've got it wrong. That motherfucker went, Sadhguru, everybody can look it up, Sadhguru World Economic Forum. And do you know what that so-called Hindu, which Hinduism is a humanistic religion where you have as many children as possible and God will blah blah blah. He said, I want less souls on the planet, and everybody thinks I am X, Y, and Z. In other words, that I want less people on the planet. So there are plenty of evil, satanic, atheistic, immoral people in religious roles pretending to be the person.
So these Hindus and Sikhs and Muslims and Christians
irrelevant, right?
pretending to be Hindus and Sikhs and Muslims and Christians.
Having sex with boys, that a lot of these priests do, right? With choir boys and altar boys and the rest of it, got nothing to do with Christianity, right? It's everything to do with immoral living.
You know that's a fallacy that you're just creating right now, right, Manny? You do know there's a fallacy there, right? It's called the fallacy of the no true Scotsman. That is what you're using right now.
How many times, as an atheist, have you read the story of Jesus?
Actually, I have read the Bible more times than I care. Yes,
didn't ask
yes.
you if you read the Bible.
I listened
how
to the
many times
entire.
have you?
I have
How many
listened
times have
to
you
the
read the Second
entire
Testament?
book of Matthews, which is the
1 minute, 1
whole
minute.
of Jesus' life.
Listen, no, the Second Testament, which is the story of Jesus. How many times have you read it?
Well, as I said, I've listened to the entire book of Matthews, which is the
Listen to it.
whole
What is
of the
this like?
Jesus' life explained.
Yeah, but how many times have you read it? Is my question, or
Well,
heard it?
I mean, I listened to it at least the whole thing once because Hatun fucking made me do it in the car. 2 fucking hours of it, or over 2 hours
Ridiculous.
actually.
You think you can read a comprehensive book such as
It's the book of
the Second
Matthews.
Testament? No, the Second Testament once. Okay, as a Muslim, when you were a Muslim, how many times did you read the Quran?
I never actually read it when I was a Muslim. I actually read it when I was an atheist.
How many times?
Well, like start to finish once, but then multiple different occasions, different segments.
So it seems to be a pattern that you only read these type of things once, and now
Because
you're
it's
a specialist.
bullshit, and I ascertained it was bullshit that one time I needed it. I don't need to read something 100 times to ascertain its bullshitness. I just
Sure.
read it, I recognize
think-
it's bullshit, and I move on.
I
But
think-
I do
I
refer
think-
back to it from time to time.
1 minute. I think socialism and I think communism is the biggest load of dog shit. But do you know how many books I've read on it? I probably read about 8 or 9 books on it because I didn't want to leave any stone unturned without understanding exactly what the point was.
Actually, the funny thing is, I have never read Marx, and I should. That's something I got to put on my reading list, or should I say listening list, because I've never actually read Marx in any sort of way, in any sort of capacity. I still think socialism is bullshit, but I've never actually read Marx. But then again, I've never read Mein Kampf, but I'm pretty sure Hitler is a cunt. That's just my thing. I don't really need to read Mein Kampf to ascertain Hitler's character. I can make certain assertions.
So which type of Muslims was Hitler teaming up with towards the end of World War? Was it the Iranians?
No, the Palestinians.
Oh, okay.
It was the Mufti of Palestine that he had at his meeting, that he met with. So yeah, he had Muslim. But then the thing is, this is the thing, Manny. You and I both know history. You know that there were Sikh regiments in the Nazi. There were Sikh freaking SS officers. So Sikhis were there, Muslims were there.
India is a strong socialist country even now, but has been historically, and at the time they had strong socialist communistic leadership, and some of the soldiers were taken over from India to join the Nazi army, and this is why a lot of people try to ridicule that Nazism is about race when really it's a political ideology according to them.
I mean, I think you're right. I think it's a caricaturization of Nazism to think that it's just about the race or the purity of the race. I think that the ideology was bigger than that, and it was around in-group unity, out-group hostility, and essentially keeping their in-group pure. But that doesn't mean they don't cooperate or work with other out-groups to ensure the survival of the in-group. Lots of people do that.
It wasn't by coincidence that Hitler went all the way to India to find his perfect symbol and actually took the Indian symbol and reversed it against that whole satanic situation where you reverse a positive symbol into the opposite to create a negative symbol for the opposite kind of energy. So he went there and basically the RSS or the currently the BJP government is actually the equivalent of what would be the National Front or the British National Party, or maybe I would say more accurately what's that extremist party that was recently done ousted by Channel 4? God, what's it called? They're a small group led by Mark Collett. What their name?
A patriotic alternative, you mean?
Yeah, I would say the current government, Indian government political group is akin to patriotic alternative, or certainly just like the Democratic Party, their military arm was the KKK. the military arm of the BJP is the RSS. And that's why even the Norwegian mass murderer, I can't remember his name recently, guy that went to the island and shot everyone, he's in his white paper, he actually bigged up the Indian government and the RSS because, like Hitler, that's where they got their structure from.
Interesting. Okay, let's bring this, try to circle this back. I'm actually interested in. Oh gosh, it's 11:15. I'm kind of interested in letting other guests or other people on, but I want to be very selective about that, and I'm just going to put it out there, guys. I want a very particular individuals. It won't be a free for all. So don't think just because I put the link out, it'll just be all, you know, all come as may. I'm only interested in a few people. If they show up in the chat, I'm talking about Jord potentially. Maybe there was Ned, because these are. I mean, Jord is a hard right. Ned is certainly centre left, at best, possibly even left.
Get Ned on, the fucking communist fuck.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm interested in only a very particular group of people. So guys, if those individuals show up, then great. MC actually has some good takes on especially when it comes to communism, because, you know, being Polish, he's got some connections there. But otherwise, yeah, everyone else, I'm sorry, it's not a free for all kind of a situation here. I'm gonna be very selective because I don't want to go on all night. But getting back to your the original sort of thing. I mean, I know you want to drag atheism on this one, but if you can kind of contain yourself and smear and slander all atheists with the World Economic Forum agendas, can you actually tell me what is your assessment on Steve and his particular attitude and behavior recently, which seems even to me now somewhat odd, as you know, maybe is it to do with him trying to become a politician, or is there other reasons why he's doing what he's doing? Because I never honestly thought he'd be on board with the eating of the bugs business. Oh, Manny's gone. Okay, Manny's muted. Manny, you still with me? No, Manny's. I think he had to mute himself.
I'm back. Where's Ned?
Ned, well, no, I'll put the link out. We'll see what happens with the guys who want to jump on. If Ned and Jord want to jump on, I'm willing to entertain those two. Oh my God, Wanksy's in the house. Holy shit! And he's actually come on the Wanksy as well. Big up, fam. I hope you're microdosing. Are you gonna microdose with some bugs? But yeah, no, Manny, I wanted to ask you if you can just sort of at least leave the atheist thing and just simply focus on what is the motivation behind Steve's, what I would consider odd behavior towards this whole eating the bugs business.
It's very, very strange. Maybe he's trying to create some political favor in order to climb up the political ladder, or maybe he's lost his mind after being triple jabbed. I don't know what the situation is. It's very odd. It's very satanic.
Interesting. Okay, we got Wanksy on the panel. Wanksy, are you with us? Is that the original Wanksy?
Yeah, this me, man. You can recognize my Arnold Schwarzenegger voice everywhere.
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper.
Mate,
it's been a long time, my friend.
I'm doing wonderful and awesome, man. I'm doing better than ever, in myself, in my energy, my spirit, and the world. I can handle the world better than ever. I'm understanding and seeing things, and I'm very positive, basically, with all the shit going on, and which always has been going on, we should stay positive and project our personal energy field into manifesting something we wish to happen. And we all have this God-given creative power in us, I feel. And we all are co-creators, party.
Yeah. Has your cock grown since you became a spiritual or
Yeah,
what?
my cock became bigger because of my energy work. I've been manifesting a donkey dick so I can slap people around who act like a bitch on the street, like
Good.
walking around with my dick and then I slap people, act normal, man. Shut up,
Yeah.
And I can hypnotize bitches with my donkey dick too, man. I've noticed. When I walk on the street, they all look at my dick, man. And let me tell you, women are more sexual than men, man. Women will sneakily look at any male's dick they find
Okay,
something,
I'm
and
beginning to feel a bit
they
sick
all
talking
look, they
about
all
this.
look at the shoes or the eyes first, and when they like you, then they go down to the dick. They always take a sneak peek.
Is that how that
I've
works?
noticed it. Yeah, at least with me. Maybe it's just me, my energy. But maybe it's common for others. I don't know, man. I
Interesting.
keep getting, I feel like me too. I feel like I'm visually, energetically molested, by women, and
That's
I
awesome.
don't know what to do anymore, man. I
You're being
feel
me
them
too
touching
through
me.
fucking ghosts.
No, I've become very sensitive in energy so much since my awakening
Holy
that
shit.
I can feel them touching me. I can sit somewhere and I feel
You can
something
feel
touching me
women
suddenly,
touching. Is it only women?
and yeah.
Never a guy. Never a
There was
big
a guy.
burly
There was a
bear.
guy. There was a fucking guy too. Before I had my energy field configured better
Oh, I
and
see. I
more in
see.
control, I was so open that I felt suddenly. I went to the market and a guy looked a little bit too in love with me, and I thought, "What the fuck is this?" And then later on, I feel something touching my ass, and it was his unconscious lower self or unconscious energy or bioenergy in the body doing something he wasn't conscious aware of or was. So I had to cut that short, man. It was fucking awful, man. Something
Let me
touching
just
your ass.
address. There's a guy in the there's someone in the back
Yes,
called the
my
child in
apologies
Can
for
we
love.
get can
going.
we get can we
My
get Sia
apologies
on?
for
Sia,
going
can you come
loony
on?
immediately and putting in crazy shit, but that's me.
Damn.
And I'm being honest.
Let me just
Something is right.
address. There's someone in the back chat, in the back stage called Child in Love. I'm sorry, I don't know who the fuck you are, and I don't like that nickname. So if you are someone that I know, change your nick to something a bit more appropriate, and I might let you on the panel. But otherwise, I'm sorry, you're not coming on with that nick. That is just way too Oh man, what was it? What is that company that's recently been in the headlines? Balenciago? Is that right? Did I pronounce it right?
Hope not hate.
No,
Balenciago.
Balenciago.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
it was
go.
it's a company which worked with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. This is
Kim
my
kicked them out now.
this is my new term for anyone who's a bit of a Jimmy Savile. I'm gonna call him Balenciago, Balenciago now, because they're all about that what they call CP, child P. So yeah, I'm not letting anyone that's even got a hint of CP around them on this stream. So yeah, go change your fucking name, you Balenciago loving bitch.
Yeah, I don't understand how the hell they did that campaign. What was the fucking aim? Promotion of child molesting or what the fuck?
Dude, we try not to
What's going
say the
on in this
word. We say CP or
Oh.
child P or Savile or Balenciago.
Okay, my
Balenciago.
apologies. I meant, yeah. Let's call it Balenciagoing
Yeah.
or the B word,
Yes.
It's a code
Who
word.
is this? Okay, that's me. What do you say? I think this is MC. I think MC's fucking with me. But yeah, I'm just very sensitive to these Balenciago type people. And I suppose Manny, you would say that's another move from the Satanists, right?
Maybe.
I mean,
I'm concentrating on the chat. I'm trying to get Sia to make a comeback on the live shows. Come on, Sia, we need you back.
it would be good.
I think I will start my own live show soon on the Speakers Corner platform.
What's the
I
point,
made an account.
Banksy? All you do is start something and then you leave it after
I will
5
call
minutes.
it Banksy's Madhouse or something of insanity and shit and piss and cum and gore and all the crap. And basically, the aim will be
Banksy,
to
what's
get
up?
everybody fucked up and horny in their minds. And it will be a channel to propagate my great
Hold on one at a
Banksism.
time.
You know, I will channel the energy from the great wanker in the sky directly
Yeah.
into your buttholes. All of you
Sia
listening in my
is throwing some shade over to you, Wanksy. She's saying that. Did you read it? Wanksy, your English is embarrassing us Dutch men.
I can't read it, you know.
Ah,
At
she's
least
throwing
I'm not
shade,
putting
man.
up-
She's throwing shade.
You know, I'm happy you have a wonderful, nice, crispy English accent, Sia. It's beautiful to listen to. I wish I could listen to you all day. And you know, when are you going to do the show? But my accent is fucked. I'm from Amsterdam.
Yeah,
and
but
I was
so is Sia.
shitty Amsterdam
Sia's
accent,
from Holland as
and
well.
I'm
She's from
fucked
your
up.
part of the world. Sia live.
Yeah, but she has a good English accent. She
does. She's
puts
quite
effort
strong.
into it, and
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about putting any effort into it. So that's me.
She speaks English very well, actually.
Yeah, her English is strong.
Yeah. She's the best one to listen to of all the speakers, corner speakers.
Funny thing is,
I
she
can, you know, it's like ASMR. When I listen to her, I get high, man.
ASMR.
I feel so calm and peaceful and relaxed. You know, and I might have a dream tonight. Of it, you know.
Does she still
I
have any
might go
videos
on-
left on her channel? I don't know if
I
she.
reckon. I reckon.
Sia, let's
she has
meet.
met
Let's
somebody
meet
and
up
she's
on the
possibly getting
astral
married.
plane. Let's do an astral projection together on a plane, and then we can, you know, have a chit chat in the higher realms. You know, that's my proposal.
Sorry, Manny. What was that?
I think I would guess that Sia's met somebody and she's in the process of getting married, if not already married.
You want my honest opinion, or you just want me to suck up to Sia? Because my honest opinion isn't going to be nice.
I would see her to respond to that and see what she says.
I've got
Because I remember
strong
Sia
opinions on
saying
that.
she couldn't find a bloke that would put up with her. God, that's true. but I would like to see what Sia says if she's managed to find.
If Sia lives in Amsterdam, we can meet up. You know, I don't mind. You know?
I don't know whether
But
she's.
she might kill me because of being an infidel. Maybe, you know, I might get a jihad on me. That's the only problem. You know.
Okay, let me bring in MC. MC, is that you, my man?
Yes, that's me.
Big up, MC. I'm sorry, dude. I was, you know, there's too many shady people in this world, so I wasn't sure.
I just could not help myself. I have to pick up some nick that.
You went all Balenciaga on us.
Controversial.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna let.
First time when I was drunk, I wasn't a child. I was a teenager actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna let potentially a contentious person. Let's see, Jordan. He's a person of pseudo intellect.
Tremendous, upstanding.
You know, let's see her come online. You know, let it come
I think
onto
the
the
word you're
panel.
looking for is genius, actually.
That's it. That's what we were aiming for. So, Jord,
I saw you on Just Pearly Things.
Oh, you did.
I have to say, I didn't disagree with a single thing that you said when you were on that podcast. All right, fair enough.
That was brutal. I was
good.
Yeah, that was an interesting night. Yeah, threw some grenades in that fucking conversation, and the girl was throwing shade back at me the whole night.
It was good. I felt like you could cut the tension in that room with a knife. You know, it was very hostile. What do you think of I don't know what her name is, Pearly? I like her. She seems cool.
Pearl, yeah, she is. She's a lovely, genuinely lovely person. And for me, I wanted to meet Sarah Garvey. Really, that was the chap I wanted to meet.
Interesting. Yeah, he also seems like a kind of interesting guy.
Yeah, he does some good shows, and yeah, I mean, Pearl's show is massive now. She's 700. You know, she was invited to go and see Dave Chappelle backstage on one of his shows.
You know what? When you do these kind of shows, if you've got, how many did you say she had? 700.
700. Yeah, coming up to 750,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the reach of this shit, there's going to be some Dave Chappelle's watching. Like, you'd be surprised.
Dave Chappelle knew her.
Even you, Banksy.
Dave Chappelle. Yeah, Dave Chappelle actually knew her when he met her. He says, "Yeah, I've watched your videos on YouTube." So
See, he seems quite red pilled, right?
he
On
is.
women, at least.
He's
He
far
seems
more
like
red pilled than
extremely red
people.
pilled.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't think he lets out not even 50% of the shit that he really wants to say, because he knows,
The
you know.
trans thing was the first time when I realized, like, oh, okay, maybe he's not thinking in tune completely with the. But then with the whole story came when I learned the whole story about them trying to make him wear a dress and then him running away to Africa, him having a
He
complete
passed up
psychotic break.
on $50 million because they were supposed to give him something around the region of $250 million, because he was supposed to be 50-50 on the Dave Chappelle show with the comedy channel. Was it I forgot the comedy channel. I forgot the name of the comedy channel. Anyway, he was supposed to be getting. Comedy Central, exactly. He was supposed to be getting 50-50. I recently heard about that. The deal that they signed with him was 50-50, and because the show became so huge and he was making something in the region of like about $500 million, and he was due to get 250 of that, they reneged on his contract and they said to him, no, we'll just give you 10% of what we agreed on. And he's like, son of a bitch. That's the core of why he just like, fuck this. This is what people said, oh, he gave up on 50 million. No, he actually was supposed to get 250 million, but they offered him only 50 million. And he said, fuck you, and he left. And he's apparently been given, I think he managed to eventually get the money out of them, or at least some of the money out of them, because he used his massive fan base to basically drive a boycott towards Comedy Central. And eventually managed
the SNL
to.
thing recently was amazing.
Yeah,
it was really great. Like return to.
Oh, what's up? WhatsApp me if Sia comes on. Thanks. Okay. Manny's jumped out, but he wants Sia to come on. Sia's never going to come on here. He's going to fucking destroy her Muslim cred. She won't be able to hold her head up in a mosque ever again if she ends up on this show. Anyway, sorry, George. Yeah, you had some takes on. I made some comments about Hitler, but you had some takes. Do you have any takes on this World Economic Forum and Eat the Bugs?
Well, you were talking about communism before, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure it's no secret. Well, it's kind of connected in a weird way, right? Like there's like this kind of technocratic nature to it, which is definitely globalist, like how communism wanted to be, and it's definitely like a one world order envisioned in the way communism did, like kind of envisaged shit. When you say like this eat the bug stuff, I mean, all right, let me ask you a question. Who do you think is directly responsible for this kind of stuff? Do you think it's just a bunch of corporations moving in the same direction to follow a trend of like sustainability, etc.? How much power do you think Klaus Schwab, for example, actually has?
Oh no, this isn't Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab is a clown. He's fronting this whole thing. As always, there's the guys you see on TV, and then there's the people who actually are pushing this. And I 100% agree that there is a I mean, America's been a corporatocracy for decades now. This is nothing new. If you read the book, The Confessions of an Economic Hitman, you'll recognize that America has been a corporatocracy for decades. And so the corporations certainly have some plans. Now, my take on this, or my conspiracy theory, whatever, prediction, opinion, is they know some shit is coming. I suspect that there is something coming, some big, either global, environmental, or economical, or some disaster is upon us. It's like these cunts can see some meteorite coming towards us, and they're gearing up to make sure that they're in the best possible position when the shit hits the fan, so that they can carry on living their lavish lifestyles, their private jets and their cars and all of the facilities that they are accustomed to. But they know that the rest of the lemmings and the plebs have to live a severely reduced lifestyle. I mean, it's talking.
So interesting what you just said, because with the asteroid comment, like I know you were being flippant and it was kind of throwaway, but like honestly, it's one of the best explanations for the seemingly irrational behavior of the elites that I've ever heard. Like if there was some big, it's probably more likely to be like economic or whatever, but yeah, if there was some big crisis, because otherwise I don't understand how they would be so brazen. I mean, for
Exactly.
the World Economic Forum to say to you, like, you're going to own nothing, but you're going to be happy, and to be pushing share economy, and to be pushing bugs, and to be pushing certain medical, things. It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, forever renting, normal sort of independence in things like having your own vehicle to travel. You'll be on public transport systems, all of those things, because they can see that, look, we can either everybody reduces their standard of living, including the uber rich, so no more private jets, no more yachts, all these few gas guzzling vehicles that these guys run, all their massive entourage of cars that always follow them, like 5 or 6 at a time, 6 or 7 cars, because these fuckers don't roll around on just one car. They may have one car, but they've got 5 others with their entourage in it most of the time. I mean, if you've seen the cavalcade of people like the president of the United States, wherever they go, you see all the frigging cars that are always following them. So if they want to live that standard of living for as long as possible, then the plebs and the lemmings have to give up on their menial, 1 or 2 holidays a year, personal car, things like that, because whatever this shit storm that's coming is going to hit is going to...
Banksy, now that you are saying that, it sounds like the good old Soviet bloc, how it was. Everybody was required to live the aesthetic way. I mean, of a true communist, except of course the high-positioned Communist Party members. They were the ones eating the Western goodies, watching the Western goodies, going to the West for the best time of their lives. Also buying stuff, whoring around, doing everything that they would forbid you, including leaving the shitholes that they have created for the. For those countries, but they were all they were the chosen ones, basically, like in Orwell's Animal Farm. There are equal animals, but some of them, like the pigs, are more equal than others.
Exactly. It's all, everybody's equal, but some people are more equal than others. That's the scenario. But the thing is, I don't see this as a situation in which they are trying to enact communism. I see this as a situation where they can see a larger disaster looming, and they are simply preparing themselves so that they can continue on as they are, whilst everyone else takes the brunt of the shit and has to live, practically an agrarian lifestyle again, back to, horses and donkeys and carriages, because everything else has been reduced to shit. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe they want us all to become this communist fucking dystopian shithole too.
And Banksy, have you heard about Holland? I mean, the Netherlands. They want to collectivize, maybe not openly, but they want to take away the farmers' land. Or
because the Netherlands into a car park for the fucking Hague.
Sounds like fucking collectivization to me. I mean, in Poland they avoided it because the countryside was too vigorous in opposing them, and they know that if they will try to starve the people with the shit that they done in the Soviet Union, there will be a massive rebellion, and nobody will care to even die, because dying like the Ukrainians in Holodomor, we knew about it, was not an option for us after the war. But for fuck's sakes, collectivize farming, because I see.
Oh, sorry.
Collective farming, they are going for it.
You keep muting yourself, MC.
I see. Is the worst thing that can ever happen. I mean, the Soviet Union basically always imported huge amounts of grain from the West. I mean, they even called Khrushchev a magician. You know why? Because this guy have planted the crops in the Soviet Union, but he harvested them in Canada. That was the joke, because
crazy. I see. Because it's all imported. Oh
shit.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I wish I could make any kind of prediction that there's something around the corner that is going to be really shit. I don't know, but that is my gut feeling, is that this isn't preparation for for us to become communists, because they don't really give a shit about equality and everyone living in an equitable world. I think that is all just bullshit, smoke and mirrors. I honestly think that the motivation behind most of their actions is that there is some disaster, global level disaster looming. And I've seen a lot of sales of the old nuclear silos being converted into survival shelters for the uber rich. I don't know if you guys.
People were elites buying houses in New Zealand and having like big bunkers built and stuff. It's yeah. I mean, what do you think the biggest issue will be for like Western countries in the next like 100 years? Like realistically, what do you think? Like the bigger, you think it's China? You think it might be like we might make tech that gets ahead of us? You think AI might be the problem? They think, well, this is like social media shit. Like, what do you think the biggest issue? Because you know what I'm gonna say.
I agree with you, because the thing is, I know what you're gonna say, and I agree. I think that is exactly the next issue for certainly the next 50 years is migration. Western civilization is going to collapse as we know it.
Third world, southern hemisphere.
Yeah. We're gonna basically become the Western European nations and North America potentially will become pretty much the same as sub-Saharan African nations and Middle Eastern nations. There'll be infighting, there'll be riots in the streets, burning buildings. Basically, if you take Aleppo and Ukraine right now, and just superimpose that into a smaller, possibly smaller scale, because it may not be out and out, tanks and planes bombing the cities, but there will be small small arms.
Mass widespread.
Yeah,
I can totally see like you live in the safe zone and you take the bulletproof train through the city to get to the big skyscraper. You know what I mean? Like I get it. But I don't know. When we see this like eat the bugs thing. Just playing devil's advocate, do you think there's any fucking positive to having a global government, to having having one just efficient, like, when it comes to space colonization, or I don't know, like doing all this stuff? The story they sell you is like, look, we're trapped on this tiny spinning ball, which we're rapidly polluting with climate change. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm saying this is the story they sell you, right? We're killing each other. There's not enough food to eat. Meat is terrible, so we're going to need to crush up these bugs and feed them to you. But can you see a world, for example, where in 2200 our descendants are like, God, I'm glad they lied to everyone and fed them bugs for a bit, because I live in a mansion on Mars now.
Look,
the
thing is, a lot of people say the world could either end up as a Gene Roddenberry future or an George Orwell future, and that's the two juxtaposed kind of scenarios. I would love a Gene Roddenberry future, but I foresee a much more George Orwell scenario.
I love the Star Trek first original series future. The other ones I don't like.
Oh, you don't like the Next Generation?
I don't like them. They desexualized everything and turned everybody into a drone. Like a mind control.
No, but are you talking about Jean-Luc Picard?
Captain Kirk.
Are you sure you just talking about Captain Kirk, not Jean-Luc Picard?
I only like the first one because they had sexy miniskirts and Captain
sexy green ladies.
Captain Kirk was chasing skirts all over the galaxy, and that's my future.
The thing is, I'll be honest with you. I don't know whether you took note of the Next Generation, but Next Generation was quite saucy. Riker slept with a lot of women. Riker took the place of Captain Kirk in the Next Generation because Picard was a older, more statesman kind of gentleman. Although he had his own little rumpy-pumpy episodes.
I like that officer with the long curly hair. I don't remember the name.
Ahura? Are you talking about the black officer?
No, in the Next Generation.
Oh, you're talking about Diana Troy.
Yeah, she has pretty good assets and capacities.
The funny thing is, in the first sort of few seasons, she had this really low-cut top where, you could see the cleavage and everything. And then it took one episode where Picard had to go on a mission, and then another captain took over the Enterprise, and he forced her back into like the regular sort of uniforms that the Federation wears. And from that episode onwards, she always wore the high neck uniforms from that point onwards. She never wore the low cut. Now I don't know what happened with the show or the producers where they decided to become more conservative, but yeah, man, they took away the best features of Diana Troy. But it
Yeah,
is
that's
what
what I
it is.
mean. All the Marvel movies too, you know, it seems, I don't know, there's no soul in it. Something has died off. You know? It's
Yeah.
just too much CGI and fast Hollywood script.
Yeah,
There's no
Disney
room
is
for any.
yeah. I mean, let's not
It's
even go
completely
there.
dead, man.
That's a whole other
Yeah.
thing. But let's get back to the imminent demise of us all on planet Earth, because
You know,
I don't give a shit what Disney ends up doing in the year 2200. I give a shit about how I'm gonna survive the next fucking 50
you know
years
what?
with the onslaught of Islamic immigration.
No, I don't care, man. If the world
Sorry, what happened? You cut off. Hello, Banksy. Can anyone
Yeah, hold
else?
on. Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I
back.
switched to YouTube. I can't see the comments
Oh,
in this StreamYard. So I switched to YouTube
yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
can't
There's
be
no
able
comments in the
to
StreamYard. Yeah, that's only in the other side.
I'm just saying to quote a song by the great legend named Blowfly. Look him up. If the world's gonna end, I'm under no string. I'll just blast off with my dingaling, you know. Just have the last bank and blast off into space, man.
On a
Get the
slightly,
fuck out of
yeah,
here.
kind of on the same note as what Wanksy just said, George, do you think, I mean, my predictions, my personal prediction is that Elon Musk, this is the reason why he hasn't bothered taking any of these sort of flights of fancy outside Earth's orbit, like Branson and Bezos, is because he wants to be the first man on Mars.
Ooh, okay. I mean, like, he's got those kind of aspirations, right? If he doesn't get bogged down on this Twitter stuff. I don't know I don't know how much you want to go into it. I don't know how deep you want to go into it, but like,
Go into it, man.
I'm of the opinion. I'm not full blown flat Earth space is fake, but I'm definitely NASA siphons trillions of dollars off the American taxpayer every year and gives you CGI renders of shit they took photographs of that isn't really that. I think we're a long fucking way. I think we're a long fucking way off of
No, but their excuse is they gathered data from different frequencies.
Yeah, you know, I
which
get that.
cannot be
You know, maybe that's
photographed.
right. Maybe you
You know,
can't
and
get the
they
camera that
make a
wide.
model
Maybe it does
and
have
they
to
say
be
it's a model. So
Yeah,
they're
I
not
see
lying
that.
in a way. you know?
I'll be honest with you. I'm completely fucking agnostic. I've been up in it does make me laugh when people say that they've been up to 35,000 feet in a plane and they've seen the curvature of the Earth, because like that's not how that would work. And obviously,
I don't think we ever went to the moon either. I don't think any human went to the moon, or you know, it doesn't make sense. That's
moon
too
landing is
risky.
there. Moon landing's fucking tough.
It's too dangerous.
The point
The
is, what
radiation
Elon
would
does-
kill you.
One at a
what
time.
Elon
One at a
does really
time.
well-
Sorry,
what Elon does really, really well.
MC, what was that?
build
You were trying to say something.
Yes, I did. I mean, let's face it. Before anybody will set his foot on Mars, I mean, when we talk about NASA, this thing will take probably a few more decades, unfortunately, and it will cost trillions of dollars to take those guys, put them on Mars, and take them back to Earth. This, you know how far Mars is. It's much more.
Well, no, it takes.
far away, like,
I forgot how much. Is it 6 months? No, it's not that far. I mean, it's not like it's impossible.
That's another problem, Banksy. Now it takes 6 months. They will have to first engineer engines that will take us a little bit in a little bit shorter time.
About 7 months. It's 300
you know,
million miles away.
You know
know.
you're dying there.
That's the problem.
No one's coming back from all this. I know that SpaceX is cool because the rockets can take off again, but no one's coming home from Mars. And people will be happy to die on Mars. You know, have you heard of Mars One, the Mars One project?
Yeah.
Where they
People,
are
they want to have like a big brother on Mars.
Queuing up to die on Mars. Yeah.
Probably only people that would be that would know that they would die cancer in 2 or 3 years. Then I agree. Then I would be also happy because
You're
I
gonna
get
name a
to Mars.
city on Mars after me? Fuck yeah, I'm dying.
I think Mars used to have intelligent life like us, or maybe even humans came from Mars. Who knows? You know?
There's people
Might
saying
have
in
had a
text that
big
Elon Musk is from
cataclysm.
Mars. He's just going back home.
That's possible as well.
He's just.
He does act like an alien.
But do you guys buy into any of this recent technology that they're talking about, where they're going to actually invent propulsion? Because I looked at some of these because me and Manny, by the way, for those of you who don't know, do a Wednesday show on a channel called Speakers Corner Online, and we cover topics like politics, conspiracy theories, relationships, money. And on that one, as part of the conspiracy theory one, I actually highlighted this propulsion technology, where, because they say nothing can reach the speed of light, because the closer you get to the speed of light, your mass exponentially gets, basically you become so heavy you die, you get crushed under your own weight.
Forget about it. Einstein has been proven wrong, by the way.
Well, actually,
I don't buy it.
there is one thing. It's called the Cherenkov's effect. I mean, when you ionize the particles with that, with radiation, they are moving faster than the speed of light, or something that is moving.
Well, this is the thing.
Faster than the speed of light.
This guy, exactly, it was something like that, where he said that they have managed, and this is something like in the 50s or 60s or something that he's talking about, not even something new, that they managed to actually create a machine which would actually put you in a status, or in some, I don't know, I mean, lack of the better word, some sort of other dimension, in which you have zero mass. And thus you can actually travel at the speed of light, or very close to speed of light, without the mass of your object being of an issue. You create zero mass propulsion. It was some crazy, I mean, it's a fucking long lecture, but he says that these things were actually being tested decades ago, literally 60s and 70s. So if that type of propulsion, or any other form of, super fast propulsion is available, then getting to Mars, might take a matter of hours or days rather than 7 months. And so getting there and back would not be as big a issue as people would then think.
Yes, because there's another problem with such a long travel. It would be taking 6 months. We'll be closing in a tin can. I mean, in a spaceship. Few people for 6 months. Those people may really start for. I mean, it's a long
smell.
time.
The smell alone.
Something in the head. It's an exhausting.
Keep shitting in a space station for 6 months.
Destroying you. Travel and. Yes,
or wanking off, smelling the jizz all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much water they would be able to carry, but they wouldn't be enough to shower regularly. So, the smell of those people alone would be enough to want to kill them all. By the time you get to Mars, they would just want to kill each other.
The Martians will kill them immediately for smelling bad.
Not to mention that you have to figure out some fucking way to recycle your own urine and make water out of it once again and again. And
well,
again.
There's a problem with physical life entering space with all the extreme radiation. You have no protection like the ozone layer. Earth,
Dude, this is what
even
the
the sun.
Earth is
It's so dangerous.
You say Van Allen radiation belt. I say God's firmament, bro.
Yeah, but this
the
one.
only way you can go out is if you transform your energy frequency into another dimension in which you become etherical and not bound to physical constraints, or you become a robot, or you project your mind into something else. You have to go to the spiritual level of things. Become like a fucking lama.
Right now, we could build a VR robots where you can actually take over them in a VR form. And then you would be able to have a POV kind of maneuvering capabilities.
I've spoken online to spiritual people who are good in astral projection, much longer than I, consciously. And they told me they have traveled the solar system and beyond from the astral level, which then interacts with the same world we have, but it's thinner. It's like etherical, but you can still remote view and see things there from here, from your mind, And I've had a few sudden remote view experiences myself.
Yeah.
When I was meditating last year, and the CIA has been remote viewing, and the KGB. There are a few people who are really good into it. They have YouTube channels, and they teach you how to do it. How to activate
Are you talking about
your psychic skills.
Is it MK Ultra?
No, it's not MK Ultra, but there was another project in which they, the goats stare at men, or the men stare at
Yeah, I
goats
think that was
movie.
MK Ultra. It's them experimenting with
MK
drugs.
Ultra is more.
Is monarch butterflies.
Yeah, the MK Ultra is more like mind control only.
Oh, okay.
But they did a lot of psychic research and trying to activate it
Yeah.
with the gold helmet in the 70s.
Yeah,
by Robert Monroe.
I did hear about. I did. I mean, well, I've seen that film as well. Men that stare at goats. Yeah.
It's based on that stuff, and you have something called the Gateway Project by the CIA, in which they did some crazy research in which they activated the minds to travel outwards into the universe in other dimensions. And it's online. If it's real, at least.
Let me.
That might be interesting for your next show.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's a whole other conversation. So, is there any more hypotheses or ideas as to why is it that they're pushing us to eat the fucking insects? Now, admittedly, I would like to just caveat this. Earlier on, Manny did a show, and Jupiter said, why would they make us eat all the insects? Because if we eat all the insects, aren't they at the core of the food chain, and that would disrupt the entire food chain? Unfortunately, that argument required more thought put into it. No, they wouldn't actually disrupt the actual natural food chain, because these grubs and insects would be farmed just like cows, not affecting the food chain, because we're not taking cows away from lions and tigers. The cows are not wild creatures. We are farming them. Sorry,
Banksy, have you ever thought about the fact that maybe it's nothing about them holding all the meat supplies or getting all the delicious meat for themselves, but also another thing. They maybe want to see, will we take it? Will we agree to it? Will we go with the flow? Will we
compliance
behave
testing
like the Chinese?
Yeah, compliance testing to see, just like COVID, just like masks, just like lockdowns, just to push the compliance testing to see how far they can push a population before they revolt, and then they'll adjust and then push again, and etc. And every time they push, they take it 1 inch further forward. So it's like it's the boiling frog in the pot sort of example, even though I've heard actually that example is fake and false, and it never happens. A frog, once the water gets hot enough, it just simply jumps out. But
I've heard that so many times as well. I never knew that. That's funny.
Yeah,
of course
apparently
it fucking does. It doesn't want to be in boiling water.
Exactly. It's like, no, this shit is too hot. Rub it. But yeah, apparently, yeah, that is. But what the crabs in the bucket example is actually real, though. That is a true thing. Where if you put one crab in a bucket, it will eventually crawl its way or work its way out of the bucket. But if you put 2 crabs in a bucket, they will continuously pull each other down in order to try to get up.
There's a very good metaphor in there.
Apparently, that example is true.
That's the point. Collectively, we will be too busy to putting each other down before we're going to figure.
Oh yeah, we're definitely crabs in a bucket.
We are.
You need to lose the ego, to continuous humanity. You need to have an inner change, of heart, and losing your ego and selfishness, or else we're fucked. We will repeat the same mistakes and killing each other over resources which are enough.
Yeah.
What if I told you
you don't need to fight each other?
What
Total
if I told
bullshit.
you that you guys are already
It's mental
eating-
illness.
Hold on, Banksy, hold on. Go on, George.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, please. My apologies.
Sorry, George, we missed what you said. Go say again.
Oh, what if I told you that you're already eating the bugs?
Through processed food?
Through there's like so many companies that use so did you know that like Nestle Kraft in America is in a bunch of lawsuits at the moment for using flavoring that is made using cells from fetuses? Dude, I'm not even gonna go in.
From fetuses.
I'm not even gonna go into it.
That's a little excessive.
I can chuck a link in the back chat, but yeah, it's. Well, all I'm saying is they put a lot of stuff in the food already, I heard someone the other day saying that the reason that the masses of people in India are able to sustain themselves on a vegetarian diet is because of the sheer amount of bug protein that goes into the like food that they think is normally vegetarian. Like, I mean,
Damn.
if it came out that bugs were ethical, if it again, doesn't all of this like lynch on climate change? Because if we really are destroying the planet and all you have to do is suck it up and eat the bugs for the good of everyone else, I can totally see people buying into it, especially people of my generation and younger who really believe that, like, if you poll Zoomers, they think climate change is the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah, they've bought into that wholesale. But the thing is, I mean, as far as the bugs thing is concerned, look, I mean, again, Manny made an argument that if you eat bugs, that they have a particular kind of enzymes or certain parasites which we can't digest, and it would actually harm us. And that is true if these were wild, you know, if you were just walking around in the bushes and just grabbing any bug that's walking around, your spiders. Exactly. These are
Right.
special farmed locusts and the various different other insects which are different to regular bugs. And also many tribes in the Amazon eat grubs, you know, those giant grubs and stuff that they eat all the time.
Oh, for sure, yeah. People eat crickets and locusts.
Yeah,
all over
there's
the world.
lots of
It's not
lots
even
of
a delicacy. It's like normal food for
yeah, I mean, come on, the French have been eating snails for fucking decades, for centuries.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like every bug you can't, you know, you there are
Well,
people
what do you think
who
about prawns?
Exactly.
The prawn
Prawns
is like
are-
the bug of the ocean.
Yeah, they're
you could
bottom
not
feeders.
Get people to fucking. You couldn't pay people to eat prawns in the 50s, but then like there was like prison food. They used to give it to literally used to feed it.
They used to give
slop to prisoners.
prawns, lucky
somebody-
bastards.
Yeah, and lobster, which is now like this fucking luxury food.
But yeah, but these are all
Nobody would
bottom
fucking touch
feeders.
it. And then just ad campaign.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah, this is exactly it. Yeah. They did an ad campaign.
well, I mean,
to make
from
it
my
sexy,
perspective, I
fantastic,
grew up
whatever.
on prawns and things like that because in Iran we had a lot of that, and caviar and stuff.
I fucking love prawns. Not gonna lie, I just mean it's a cultural thing that they've managed to. It's like engagement rings. Nobody bought an engagement ring before the De Beers.
De
group in the
Beers,
50s and
exactly.
in the 50s. So it's like these things are pushed on us rather than being.
It's not even engagement ring. I mean, maybe there were engagement rings, but people never had a thing about diamonds being a thing.
Right. Oh yeah,
part
and
of
wedding
an
rings are
engagement ring.
ancient. They go back to like Roman times. But this whole thing of like you must spend 2 months' salary to prove you love your. This is like a market. It's
that
like
is
the
pure,
cleverest
exact.
marketing
It's
campaign
just
of all
like
time.
it's just like Santa Claus. the
Yes,
red-
and that
Sorry, go on, MC.
and that's what I mean. That's when I'm getting aggressive when I hear that you have to prove your love by doing this or that. I'm like,
It's bullshit.
Then where the fuck is the unconditional part?
There is no
bullshit that they are telling you. Unconditional love.
Unconditional means that if somebody fucks you up, tries to kill you, or whatever, within a relationship, you still have to love them.
Yeah, MC.
That's the point.
No, the thing is, you guys.
Only Jesus loves you unconditional,
Yeah, no, you
or a
guys-
mother, maybe a child. That's it.
You guys clearly haven't watched Chris
That's why
Rock's
I hate
comedy.
any schmuck.
If you watch Chris
Any
Rock,
schmuck that will tell me about that.
if you watch Chris
That's
Rock,
why when I'm here, any schmuck about that trying to tell me about this stuff, I'm immediately like at least suspicious of that person.
yeah, if you watch Chris Rock's comedy special, I think, I forgot which one it's called. I forgot what it's called, but it's the one where he says,
yeah, I know. Men are loved for reasons.
no,
Women
he says
are
only
unconditionally.
women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally.
Oh yes.
Men are only
Good.
loved for what you can do, for what you can bring.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah,
All
exactly.
the songs are telling you everything. Man.
Exactly.
Shaka
No, but
Khan.
in a way, it is
Alright.
true. Apart from your mother, no other woman will ever love you unconditionally. They will love you until you lose your job. You know, it's in the same Chris Rock special where he goes, you know, when if you got a woman and you lose your job and the bills are piling on, she's like, it's all right, darling, don't worry, we'll get through this. If we got to get rid of some of this shit, we'll get rid of some of this shit. She's talking about you.
That's why I don't want any. I don't want any wife or something. I want to be a master to her, and then she loves me. It's the only way.
Yeah,
Get
unfortunately,
into BDSM mindset psychologically and train her to be your slave, basically, and then you have unconditional love. Otherwise, forget about it.
Yeah,
So that's not true.
there is no unconditional love from apart from your mother. I mean, and even some people don't even get that from their mothers. Their mothers are incredibly selfish.
Any females
Yeah,
listening,
especially when they have the C-section.
there are open applications to
Yeah.
to become a slave. Just contact me.
I mean,
And I'll
don't
be
get
a
me
good
wrong.
master.
Don't get me
I'll
wrong.
take care of you.
It is your duty as a man to provide and take care of your family and your spouse. It is, but the thing is that duty that comes on a man, which is the traditional duty. Also, there's duties upon women to be pure and virgin when they get married. So if you ain't a virgin and you ain't a traditional wife, don't expect a traditional husband. Don't think that just because if you don't have your purity, if you don't have youth, and if you don't have a thin waist, then I'm sorry, your man doesn't have to be a traditional man either. You have to take what you can get, because you're not a traditional woman. This is the problem with the world nowadays. Women insist on a traditional man, whilst they want to be the boss bitch and all feminist and shit. Well, then, no,
So
that's not how it works.
I'm hearing from some of my
No, you have to
Zoomer
choose feminism or traditionalism. One or
Right,
both.
because they are literally
You can't be
incompatible
both.
with each other.
Oh, sorry,
I'm hearing
George.
from my Zoomer friends at the moment that the girls are kind of clocking on to this fresh and fit kind of vibe. That's like being the boys are being a lot more overt about the fact that they care about body count, and I'm hearing from like young men and women in there, like 18 to sort of 20, mid 20s. I'm hearing the words high value male and high value female being thrown around a lot, and it's very interesting. The girls are slowly clocking that it's like, actually, you know what, it's probably better to have two boyfriends and just have lots of sex with them than it is to like go and have sex with 10 guys, because eventually, and it's nice to see a little bit of adjustment. How far that goes though, I don't know, because I do feel like the sexual marketplace is truly fucked. Like,
Yeah, but the thing is, if the men, because this is supply and demand, it's supply and demand. If men insist that they will not settle down with a woman who's fucked half of the local football team, then the women have to adjust. It would force them to adjust. No longer this, I'm a boss bitch and I'm just a bad bitch and I'm gonna just go and have fun in my 20s, and then when I hit the wall I'll find a simp. If the simps are not there anymore, if we can reduce, for me, my number one goal is to reduce the simps. Wake this, red pill the simps.
what do you think the best strategy for simp reduction is? Do you think simp shaming works, or do you? I don't feel like simp shaming works. These motherfuckers are still on OnlyFans.
No. I think. No, look.
We have to make everything to undermine the messages from romantic comedies, soap operas, Disney movies, Bollywood movies,
exactly.
Everything.
The Disney idea of fucking romance and marriage and love and all that's all bullshit. So immediately you got to counteract that. But the thing is, the number one thing you can teach men, and young men especially, is, first and foremost, yes, I know you have a beast between your legs, that it is incredibly out of control, especially when you're young, and this hormone monster is driving you fucking nuts and you want to stick it into everything. But if you can...
You have to learn to meditate and go into tantra, take control
exactly. If you can keep that...
okay.
But the thing is, you don't even have to keep that much under control. If you're in your 20s... Don't be going after 20-year-old Instagram models. Go after the 32-year-old single mother. Now, you don't marry the single mother. You strap on a fucking condom, 2 of them if you have to. You never get that bitch pregnant either. But you will pump and dump the 30-something-year-olds all day long. And then, once you reach... Because you got to realize, as a man, you will become more valuable as you get older. You age like wine. Women age like milk. You become more valuable as you get older. My number one message to young men is recognize your power.
I like some of the milks, even if they're a little bit spoiled. There's something to it, some life experience, some flavor.
No, it's okay. Date older women, date that single mom, or date that lonely housewife. Fuck. If their husbands are not fucking them right, then you be the man who does it. Whatever you need to get it out of your system, but don't do it with a 20-something who's gonna fucking have a baby, and you end up with a baby mama and all sorts of other bullshit. Do it with an older woman who's actually more inclined to, even if she accidentally gets pregnant, to have an abortion and be all pro-choice for that shit.
She will teach you skills.
And she will, yes, she will teach you skills. But the number one thing is recognize your power is going to come at a later point in your life. You will be fucking those Instagram models at the age of 20 when you're in your late 30s and 40s, but when you're fucking crushing it in your job, you're crushing it with the money, you've got the Porsche, you got the house, you're still in good shape. Number one thing, I mean, I've fucking let that shit fucking go right off, but stay in shape, and then you will find there are women turning 18 every day, every year. Trust me when I tell you. Don't worry about that Instagram model who's snubbing her nose at you now. When you're in your 40s, she'll beg to suck your cock, because you won't be interested in that 30-something anymore. She'll be in her 30s and 40s, all fucking run through, whilst you'll be looking at the next run of fucking 20s that are coming out of university, coming out of or going to university. That's who you should be targeting. Then
the bonus is when you get 45, you have the girls with the daddy issues coming at you. Only the grey beard.
Anyway,
That's all.
as an added bonus, we have forgot about one thing. With the development of technologies and how to keep yourself in shape, etc., etc. Every year we are getting a little bit of a few months more how to say it, a few months more of our youth as males. You get me? So today you are good enough in your 40s. In 20 years. The 50 will be new 40. Will be the new 40, for example.
Well, that as well as I mean, yeah, it's true that technology is helping us to stay alive longer anyway. But what I'm saying generally for young men,
what I'm saying is,
also go on.
That's yes, but we should be teaching them that too. And it's true. The older woman are for the practice, with especially single mothers.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing. This is the thing. There are plenty of older women that will sleep with a younger man without any problem. These cougars are loving to bang a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old. They've got no problems. There are plenty of cougars out there. Aim for the cougars, but the problem is these young men. They think they should be banging the 20-year-old from Instagram, the Instagram model, who's got fucking
bullshit.
NBA players and multimillionaires in their 30s and 40s hitting them up. You're not going to compete with a guy who's in his 40s, who's a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, who's hitting up the 20-year-old Instagram model. You're not going to compete there. But what you can do is hit up these cougars, get that fucking urge of having sex out of you. Plus, the cougars will teach you how to be a good lover. I mean, most of my teachers when I was in my formative years were women older than me. My first really great teacher was a 23-year-old when I was 18. She was fucking awesome. She taught me how to even kiss a girl. I didn't even know how to fucking kiss a girl, man. I had fucking zero knowledge. So she taught me a lot of things about how to be with women and how to be a good lover, how to be a generous lover. Go with older women when you're young. Go with younger women when you're older. Your power as a man comes later in life, not in your 20s. They say women are born rich and die poor. Men are born poor and die rich. That is where your power is. Your power and your ability to pick up these 20-year-olds comes later in life. Don't get all caught up on that Instagram bullshit now. Recognize that your power is ahead of you.
It depends on the looks, Women go for looks, by the way, more than they.
You'll be amazed how many don't. Yeah. You'll be amazed. Look at Donald Trump. You honestly think Donald Trump, if he was some bum in the streets, he'd be banging Melania? Never in a million years that man would get Melania if he wasn't a millionaire, multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire.
He even said that
money is involved, but even if they marry Donald Trump or somebody with money, they will still fuck anything which looks better, behind the back, even with their eyes. They will still, have a craving to find Chad,
listen,
get banged by Chad all night. And
we'll be happy that we actually even can fuck women that are younger than us.
Boy,
we will not care.
Cool boy, all the menial jobs young people have around the rich houses. You know, the man goes in business for weeks.
Yeah.
What do you think his wife is doing all this time? She's bored. She wants young dick, you know, which looks better than
Well,
Donald
Oh
Trump.
what is
yeah,
that
older
all
women.
doing?
Yeah, they love.
You think he didn't cheat on Melania? Let's get real, people here.
Oh, Melania's
Let's get real.
fucking her personal trainer for sure, dude. You know she's fucking her personal trainer, or some
Of
pool
course, that's
boy,
what I'm
or the
talking about.
tennis coach, or whoever the fuck else is young and fit. She is fucking outside of that marriage for 100% sure. There is no way Trump is the only
No.
man in her fucking life.
No, become a pool boy for a resort where rich people come and you're set.
Exactly. You bang all the.
As a young-
In fact,
Well,
even better, become like a tennis coach or like a lifeguard in one of these fucking expensive, resorts.
Become an artist or a massage therapist, maybe all these things, touchy feeling. And before you know, they're
anyway.
so high. Especially artists, they get all the pussy, man.
Oh yeah. But what
I
I mean
agree
is,
with you, Wanky, but also hit the fucking gym. That's what we should do. Besides of that,
100%. That is something I can't stress enough. I mean, look, when you're 19, 20, believe me, you're in good shape anyway. You barely have to work out to really get any kind of physique going. So when you're 19, 20, you've got the gift of youth to be able to get that body into shape anyway. And if you get yourself in good shape, number one, the cougars will be all over you, and then you can maintain that shape later into your life, as long as you don't fucking completely come off the rails and end up like me basically, and just fucking go completely to left field. I have to now crawl back a long fucking way. You know how hard it is to lose 20, 30 pounds, 50 pounds of weight when you're in your fucking 40s? It's a fucking Everest climb. It's a huge fucking thing to lose 50 pounds when you're in your 40s. To lose 50 pounds in your 20s is a fucking weekend. So yeah, it's a massive difference. But if you maintain your muscle and generally maintain your physique into your 30s, you're pretty much okay to keep that going forward. So yeah, keep yourself in shape, work on yourself, and make your money. Work on making money.
And that's for sure. But going back for a moment to the gym, don't be afraid to lift heavy, because lifting heavy will help you to go through sometimes through your entire life to stay in shape.
Yeah, you get mental strength from it, from heavy lifting. It's a mental, because your brain activates your muscle. You have to work through pain, so you get some stamina in you and willpower.
Yeah,
which you need for everything.
But be careful of the steroid shit. Don't get involved in the steroid shit, because that could
don't
detriment your life later.
I tested a few pills a few years ago. After 20
you don't want to have
years of clean training.
disproportionately small testicles and a disproportionately small dick to your muscles and testicles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, there's been a lot of people who on these right now these days, the people who become famous in these TV shows, in these Instagrams and these gym bros that are all over the social media, they're all steroid junkies. The problem is
Hollywood, everybody, man, all the actors.
Exactly. So the thing is, the steroids thing is you may benefit or you may be okay with it when you're 30 plus, but try definitely not to do it in your 20s, because your body is still actually sort of molding itself. It's still coming into its final sort of stable
Your body will
position.
stop producing. Your body will stop producing its own hormones after a while, and that's the issue. That you will be on TRT injections for life.
Yeah, but that's it. That's exactly it. This is what I was looking at. Actually, this podcast, this guy was saying that young men who take steroids when they're young, they are actually affecting their own natural testosterone production, and then when they come off it, their body doesn't produce the testosterone anymore, because they've kind of affected their own hormonal balance, and then they have to go back on the testosterone because their body isn't producing it anymore. So it fucks up so many things. Yeah, and
psychologically you feel stronger, like Superman too, with them, and you become a junkie. And look at how many bodybuilders have been dying the last 2 years. big ones, big names.
Yeah.
Dropping dead like flies.
Yeah, I'm amazed Arnie
it's
is.
crazy.
I'm amazed Arnie's is going as long as he has. I never thought Arnie would make it as far as he has, because
No, but
he took a
used a
shitload.
little in the 70s.
But he's from another era, you know. He's from the era before those mass monsters have.
Now they use
came on
100, 200 times more and more dangerous new stuff. It's like a human experiment now going on.
Maybe
crazy.
maybe the time Arnie was, because I mean the thing is, Stallone is still doing it. Stallone is still jacked up like crazy.
Yeah, but he's smart about it. He uses human growth hormone to keep his body young, which regenerates, and stem cell and other things. And he injects vitamins for years. So Stallone is pretty smart about it.
I hope
he doesn't abuse like massive
he
amounts.
looks
You know.
crazy
He looks good.
jacked. But and you know he's using something, but I'm amazed it's not affecting his heart, it's not affecting his organs.
Maybe he injects virgin blood, you know, like Dracula. Who knows?
Probably. God
Hollywood
knows.
widows, you know?
God knows, because
Another conspiracy theory. Yeah.
because I see him. I see him on TikTok.
We are missing one thing here. I mean, we have missed one thing here. Those guys are so rich that they can afford the best doctors we could have even only dream of. So that's another thing.
But the thing is,
Yeah, there's whole field of life extension and life rejuvenation. You know, with certain compounds they research all the time. You know.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I see Arnie. Arnie has pretty much come off everything. His body has fucking gone to shit. And I see Arnie's like he's all saggy and wobbly and flabby now, and I mean there's still a basic, you know, he's still got the traps, he's still got some biceps and triceps going, but generally his chest and belly and everything is just fucking hell. But on Stallone, on the other hand, he's still fucking jacked. He's still
but Stallone trains like a madman. I've read some articles with people he trained with, bodybuilders in the 80s. And he was really strong. He did like biceps curls with 40 kilos or whatever. So it wasn't just all show with Stallone. He was strong, and he trained like a maniac all his life.
What do you think
so
about?
You have to keep it in, you know.
What do you think about The Rock? I mean, he's 50 odd, and he's fucking. You know, he's using.
He's gonna drop dead soon, man. He's too heavy, man.
You think?
It's a strain on the heart. Too much muscle is a strain on the heart. You have to pump extra blood everywhere. If you you don't have older bodybuilders who are heavy, they're all sized down, and then they stay healthy, you know, for a while. The ones who are alive, who are in the 70s and still healthy.
Yeah.
You know, like. Yeah, there are a few from Arnold's era who look pretty good, like Tom Platz.
All right,
you know,
all right. They're still hanging in there.
Awesome. Charles Glass too.
Interesting.
He trains people, and you know the guy who died at age 99 or 98, who used to Jack LaLanne, who started the first gyms. He got very old, and he trained every morning for 1.5 hours with relative moderate weights, non-stop for cardio. And he did like a few hours of swimming in the pool with a rope tied to his feet. And he did that Alcatraz stunt at age 74, in which he towed with his body like 74 boats with people in them by himself.
Yeah, I've seen Jack LaLanne because he was selling.
He's insane, and if he can do it, you know, we can do much more than we assume. We're just fucking lazy.
I've seen Jack LaLanne because he was selling back in the 90s. He was selling this infomercial, this thing called the Juice Tiger. It was like a juicer, basically, and he was just selling a juicer.
In the 60s already, he created the first juicer, and he created the first chain of commercial gyms in the 60s of. 50s, 60s already. He was way ahead. He was already on television in black and white.
Bloody
in
hell.
the 40s or 50s.
Bloody
so
hell.
He was old, you know. And he stayed fit every day. He trained every day until he dropped dead. He looked good.
He was.
Look
He was
at
in
a
good
video
shape.
interview of him when he's 80.
Yeah.
Fucking more healthy than most people in the 20s nowadays.
Yeah.
It's pure laziness, you know. It's easier to grab a bag of chips, play video game, than just go out in nature and walk and live and breathe and do something with your body. Your body's made to be used, man. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Dude,
it will fall apart.
Yeah, I've been putting myself through this this thing. Well, it's I found it on TikTok. It's called like the Millionaire Daily Routine, and
Yeah.
it involves just a few things like, you know, make your bed in the morning first, then do a little bit of meditation, do a little bit of reading, and then 40 minutes of exercise, and it was like
Yeah.
do, you know,
Beautiful.
few things to get you up and ready, and then fuel yourself, eat some
Yeah,
food.
get your breathing.
And I've been trying to
Focus on your breathing all day.
yeah, I've been trying to
You know, that's
exercise
important.
40 minutes
Most,
every day,
yeah.
and oh God, it's a kick in the ass though. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
You know,
Every
most people
day.
most people don't breathe well. If you have difficulty breathing, to adjust your position, you know, turn your head a little bit upwards until you find a spot in which you breathe easily.
I'm
And
with
when you
you.
breathe out, go a little higher, and you will breathe out easier. And if you want to breathe with your nose, you need to go into a higher position with with your head, because if you're in the wrong position, you constrict your airways.
I'm with
And
you.
you don't breathe good. And most people don't breathe good because they sit in a bad position, and they walk in a bad position. They
Yeah.
hang with the head heeling forwards, with the head in the front, you know, with shoulders down, and you can't breathe like that. I don't understand how people breathe. You have to walk straight up, you know, like a bodybuilder almost, you know, with that position,
Yeah.
shoulders relaxed and wide, and look straight forward, and then your chin high like a man, and then you breathe easier. Trust me. Check your position and how you sit and how
Mm.
you even sitting on a you know all day. You can sit in different ways in which you breathe better. Or have a standing desk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
will be much better for you.
I'm with you.
Long
I'm
term.
with you, dude. I'm gonna call this a day now because yeah, it's hop past 12. Got to
Yeah,
get
it
up
was a
tomorrow.
wonderful fest, man. Thank you for it
Yeah.
for this
Thank you,
bit of
guys.
entertainment. I wish you a wonderful everybody. Stay up, stay blessed, peaceful, and let your ego go and
Good
come
man.
into the light of the great vanquer in the sky. Join Banksy as well.
Yes. Come.
I will be your cult leader. I will show you the way
Yes.
in this
All
darkness.
praise the wanker in the sky.
Yeah, man. That is, if there exists, enter your mind and soul and enlighten you. That's all.
MC, any thoughts from
No
you?
ejaculation.
Sorry.
What can I say? A great prophet Banksy, let it end in the eternal ejaculation of never-ending cum.
Life is one big wank in slow motion. Sometimes it accelerates. That's all it is. Watch the Milky Way, the galaxies. They're all exploding still. From that
Exactly.
first great wank.
Exactly. That's the first cum shot right there. That was the Big Bang.
Yeah.
It was just some guy going. "Ugh!"
Yeah, now we know why it's bloody just called the Big Bang.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you for so much for coming. Have a great night, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys before Christmas. If not, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. Keep coming. Never stop.
Same to you, Banksy.
Laters.
Take care, MC. Thank you,
Peace.
thank you. Bye.
Happy one here.
All right, boys and girls. We're done with the panel show, and we're generally done with the show. I like to tell Atticus, I'm not 100% sure what my situation will be if I can do one over Christmas. I'll try to do one Christmas, Eve or whatever, yes, probably there's a chance I'll do a show over New Year's, not a New Year's Eve show, but yeah, somewhere over the New Year, just before the New Year's Eve, effective just before 2023. Hopefully I'll I can't promise anything because I don't honestly know, because I've got a few things that I'm doing. There's some projects. I could even potentially be starting a new job. So there's a lot of things, a lot of plates in the air I'm spinning here. There's a lot of things I'm involved with at the moment. This next 2023 is going to be friggin' insanely busy. But either way, if I do talk to you guys, well, no, I haven't got the job yet, Atticus. But yeah, if I do, then thank you. But yeah, if I do talk to you all before Christmas, great. If not, as a preempt, I'll say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. And yeah, we'll see. There's a few weeks. I think I'll probably end up doing a show next week as well. Oh no, you can always catch me on a Wednesday every Wednesday. So we've got 1, 2, 3 Wednesdays at least, if not possibly a fourth one as well during the Christmas holidays. But certainly next Wednesday, the Wednesday after that, and the Wednesday after that. So the 7th, the 14th, and the 21st. You can catch me on Speakers Corner Online, the YouTube channel. Every Wednesday we do a Wednesday podcast. So if you want to catch me, subscribe to Speakers Corner Online and catch me there. In fact, I will find the link to the channel and post it for you guys. Speakers Corner Online. Let me just find the link to the channel. Whack it on there. You can even check out some of the previous podcasts that we've done. So yeah, if you want to catch me on a Wednesday, you can do that until Christmas for sure. The other, if I do any shows on this channel, that's just bonus. Anyway, guys, it's been awesome talking to everyone. You've all been awesome. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful night. And I will bid you adieu as soon as I find a piece of music to play us out with. Let us see what we can find in my collection. Shall we do a chill jazz music? Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. Oh yeah. All right. Okay, guys and girls, thank you again. Peace out, and don't trust your government. Peace.